Hello everybody and welcome to United Stand. It's the last watch along of the year, which means absolutely diddly squat because it doesn't have any context on a season which is only just getting going because of the World Cup. But it is the last watch along stream of the year, if that is something that interests you. Happy New Year for later on. Who got caught out by the fake leaks as treble champ? Apparently there was a fake leak. I don't know whether the one that we got was right or not, but the team news is about to come out. Don't forget, we're sponsored by Sneak. If you're out tonight, you might want to get yourself a bit of Sneak in your system. Sneak energy drinks, sugar-free, low-calorie, delivered to your door. Please use the code SNEAKBRIDGE. Scan the QR code with your camera, delivered to your door. Loads of lovely flavours. You can get a starter pack where you get 9 different sachets and one of these to try out, or you can go straight for your 40 serving tubs. They do fizzy drinks as well. Fantastic flavours. I'm on the cherry bomb today. It's red. It's Manchester United, and that's what we're looking for. 3 big points. But let's fly straight into this. The team news is out for Manchester United. Now, I have seen a few leaked teams. There was talk that Marcus Rashford wasn't going to start with one of those leaks, and I suppose with regards to that, if you did put it out there, you were right, because Marcus Rashford is not going to start. Garnacho does start. Rashford is on the bench. Are we seeing a bit of rotation? I don't know. We're not seeing... So this team's a bit interesting, because it's not the one that was out there. So it's De Gea in goal. You have got Wan-Bissaka, you have got Malacia, you have got Luke Shaw, and we have got Rafael Varane, we've got Casemiro, we've got Eriksen, and we've got Bruno Fernandes. But there's a change to the front three with Garnacho and Antony and Martial as the starters. So it's interesting as to why Marcus Rashford would be on the bench, and I would suspect that must be for an injury, because on the bench you've got Heaton, Lindelof and Maguire. No Lisandro Martinez, even though he's been back in training for a few days. Brandon Williams is on the bench. Fred, Mainu, Van der Beek, Elanga and Rashford. So Scott McTominay's still not available as well. So if anything, we're probably a little bit weaker than we were for the home game against Forest. So got to go and win this game. Don't know what the situation is with Rashford. Suspect it will probably be illness. There is an illness bug going around Manchester United. I mean, I've had it myself. I'm sure many of you have had it as well. But interesting, no Marcus Rashford in the lineup for Manchester United. He is on the bench. Now, I'm just going to see if we can give you the team news as it is. There's the Wolves team. And there is the Manchester United team. So there it is on the screen for you there. You can see Manchester United, David De Gea, Wan-Bissaka, Rafael Varane, Luke Shaw at centre-back again, Malacia, Casemiro, Eriksen, Bruno, Garnacho off the left, Antony off the right, and it's Anthony Martial through the middle. So no place for Marcus Rashford apart from on the bench, and no place for Lisandro Martinez at all. He is not on the bench. Scott McTominay is not on the bench. It is Mainu who comes onto the bench. Brandon Williams is on the bench. Lindelof, Maguire. So the bench ain't great. Fred, Van der Beek, Mainu's a young lad. Rashford's on there. Elanga's on there. And then it's Lindelof. It's Maguire and it's Brandon Williams. There is no Lisandro Martinez, who probably will be back playing against Bournemouth on Tuesday night, if we're being absolutely honest. Maguire's playing in his best position, says Omar. Good to be back. I know we did the watch along on Tuesday, but I didn't feel particularly well. So I feel like this is my first watch along where I feel well. So look, I'm looking forward to this game. Of course, we should take a quick look at the Wolves side as well. Also got some updates for you on Jadon Sancho to discuss. But as you can see there, that is the Wolves side. I can't read that. It's way too small for me. That's what? No, I'll say that. But look, Wolves are the lowest scorers in the Premier League. We're aware of that. They struggle to score goals. They start with Sarr in goal, Semedo, Collins, Kilman, Bueno, Nunez, Neves and João Moutinho. Now, Nunez playing in that midfield is interesting. I mean, I think on paper that midfield's very good for Wolves. Nunez, Neves and Moutinho. I think Nunez is a player from Sporting that we would like to have brought to Manchester United at one stage. I think that Neves is a player that's been touted a lot. I think Moutinho's had better days. And then their front three isn't terrible. Hee-Chan is very mobile. He's up against Malacia. That could be interesting. Podence against Wan-Bissaka could be interesting as well. Diego Costa really shouldn't be giving Varane and Luke Shaw many problems, and we should win the midfield battle. Wolves struggle to score goals. I feel if Wolves are going to get something out of this game, they're going to have to do it in a way that is they've got to stop us from scoring effectively, and I can't see that happening. So I played the game, says Brandon. Yeah, so I think they've got to stop. They've got to stop Manchester United from scoring, and I don't think that they'll find that particularly easy. Rashford is on the bench. Podence is small and quick, says Taylor, who's one of our members. If you want to join the members club, click the join button or the link in the chat. Get involved. You get your members badge next to your name, and also access to our exclusive extra content, of which we've got some exciting stuff to reveal in the next few weeks. And don't forget, if you want to do your super chats, you can do that through the $sign. We'll read those out. There we go. It is a new manager for Wolves, Harry Clark. It is a new manager, and they did win against Everton last week. But strange that Rashford isn't starting. That's the sort of big news that's coming round. I'm going to start the stats carousel now so you can start to see it whizzing around a bit. There's Manchester United's lineup there. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, by the way, bottom right-hand corner. We are very close to another landmark. I'll let you know in a minute. A lot of people talking about Harry Maguire on the bench. I think it's the most unsurprising. It's like getting socks for Christmas. It's just not a surprise. That's where he should be. There's absolutely no way he shouldn't. In my opinion, this is Nathan Allen with the first super chat. He says, in my opinion, Cristiano is a hypercritic because he came out criticising Man United for not being able to win anything. Then he joins Al Nassr for the check. It has ruined his legacy. Hi Mark, good luck to United today. Hopefully they can finally get a result at Wolves. Hate how all this ended with Ronaldo, but I'll never stop supporting him, says No Filter Patriot. Thank you very much. I think there's a lot of people in the chat talking about Marcus Rashford here, and it's very interesting that Marcus Rashford is not starting, but I do think there's two things to consider. One, I can't see this as rotation. We played on Tuesday night, and this is a more difficult game than Bournemouth. If you were going to rotate, you would rotate against Bournemouth. I therefore think, use your brains. This is clearly illness or a knock. I cannot believe for 1 minute that you would rest or rotate Marcus Rashford in a game like this, which is You've got Forest at home, Wolves away, Bournemouth at home. The more difficult game is Wolves away. They've got the better players. They've got a new manager. It's the more difficult game. You wouldn't rest Rashford for this. So I suspect that, whether it's COVID or it's a flu virus or whatever you want to call it, I suspect that this is going round a lot of clubs at the moment, including Manchester United. And it may well be that Marcus Rashford has picked something up, whether it be illness or a slight knock. He did pick up a bit of a knock against Forest, didn't he? I remember a few of you talking about it, so maybe that's what it is. But look, Scott McTominay's not been available for 2 games with illness. We've had Maguire's had the illness, Lindelof's had the illness, Varane had it in the World Cup. So, we're going to have a few players that drop out that we don't expect. Happy New Year from New Zealand, first country to see the sun, says Mark. Yeah, Happy New Year, mate. Welcome to the Members Club, Map. Fred's been a member for 24 months. He's hoping for a United win. My 2023 will start in bed with a bad cold, says Fred. Get plenty of rest, Fred. And Joshua Bellwater says, I'm guessing Maguire is okay to play after coming off the bench. Adam already spoke about it, but can you see Maguire look to leave for a team where he starts, says Joshua Bellwater. Oh, I get what you're talking about now. Yeah, I get what you're talking about now. So, yeah, Harry Maguire not starting because of blue. Sorry, apologies. Apologies, everybody. I've completely missed the boat on there. I need a bit of sneak to wake up. I've got my Irish in, don't worry. Yeah, I'm an idiot. I've completely missed why people are talking about Maguire. So, of course, Maguire's not starting, but Luke Shaw is at centre-back. Dylan says, Ronaldo the GOAT, wish him well on his new journey. Thanks, Dylan. Shouldn't Anthony be off and Rashford on the right? Rashford has been in form, says Jim Hooligan. As I say, I think we'll find out that Rashford's got a knock or an illness. I can't see why he wouldn't start. Danny says, hi Mark, love the content. I'm going for a 2-0 win for United today. You and me both, Danny. I got it perfectly right against Forest. I said 3-0. I'm going 2-0 today. Do you think it makes him a bit of a hypocrite and has ruined his legacy, says Nathan Allen. I don't get the point in the move. He's still talking about Ronaldo. Look, I did a video on Ronaldo. If he's found in a piece, I'm happy for him. People can't say he's finished and then moan about him going to Saudi Arabia. And there's a lot of people doing that at the moment. And I find it ridiculously hypocritical, actually. So many people are going, for the last year, he's done, he's finished, he's not the player he was anymore. Then he goes to Saudi Arabia and they go, ha, 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 what a loser. And you're like, but you've said he's finished. So surely he's right to go and cash in. Now's the time. So as long as he's a legend to me. Nobody's going to get near his record in football, apart from Lionel Messi, who is also a legend. So, look, enjoy it. Look at how quickly we're running out of cash. I don't think the Glazers will be able to hold on to their demand for $6 billion. To Simran, thanks for the super chats that are coming in. But look, let me go back to the major point here. We're talking Manchester United. Garnacho will justify this start, believe me, says Blink. And why is this Man United? Butcher thought we would be ready to play, says Darren. I've even got me Butcher's top on. He's not even on the bench. The only Martinez you'll see today is on my top. But thanks, Abanash. You're a legend too as well. Let me just say this. Don't forget we're sponsored by Sneak. You can scan the QR code right next to me or go through the link in the description. Use the code SneakBridge on anything you order. It really helps the channel out. Loads of lovely flavours. You can get a starter pack with 9 different sachets in it and a container. Sugar-free, low-calorie energy drinks delivered to your door. They do fizzy drinks as well. Cherry Bomb, Purple Storm, Electric Mango, Blue Raspberry. There's loads and loads of flavours you can try, and it's delivered to your door. Next day delivery in the UK. They do ship worldwide as well. Big shout out to Sneak. I need to get on it. I need it today. Out tonight, and obviously a big game today. We need to win. We're going to talk about Sancho in a minute. Wales says no Rashford. I'm really intrigued to see who what Ten Hag has to say about Rashford. But Shaw at centre back over Maguire again is a big statement. He's more mobile and suits the system better. I'm just tweeting it as I say it. But yeah, a lot of people were talking about Maguire not being in the team, and I've got to say I'd sort of missed the boat on that one because I'm so naturally happy with not having Maguire in the team. But I think a lot of people in the chat are sort of saying, well, you know what, it's interesting because Maguire is fit now, and at the end of the day, the point is that, you know, Maguire is the centre-back who probably should be playing for Manchester United in a game like this, but he's put a left-back at centre-back. Now, I feel that, you know, of course it's interesting because you could say, well, Maguire's a centre-back and Luke Shaw's a left-back, so why are we using Shaw there? Some people might say it's because, you know, Harry Maguire's not fully fit yet. I mean, Scott McTominay's not fully fit, but there's a bit of a rumour going round here that Rashford's been benched for internal disciplinary. Don't know whether this is true. Apparently it was a late change because he was late for a pre-match meeting. Now, that would explain a couple of differences on the 2 leaked team news. Internal yes, it's been confirmed. It's been confirmed by Ten Hag. So this is breaking. Erik Ten Hag has dropped. Ten Hag confirms that Rashford dropped. Well, internal disciplinary. Well, that is another story, isn't it, here? And look, you know what? I don't think it's massive. I think it's, you know, if you're old enough, you'll remember this. This happened away to Leeds and I like it. I agree with Issa. I like it. This happened away to Leeds back in the early noughties. I'm going to take a punt and say 2001. We were away to Leeds at Ellen Road, and he dropped David Beckham and he played Luke Chadwick. And I was fuming because David Beckham was one of my favourite players at the time. And we won the game, and I think we won the game 1-0. And then I think the next game, David Beckham started again. So for me, I like these sort of things because it's my manager, says Nicholas. Exactly. It just exposes what we're here for. We are Manchester United. We are not Rashford United. We are not Ronaldo United. We are Manchester United. And whatever's gone on, the manager must be in charge. Now, Erik Ten Hag has spent a lot of time in his time at Manchester United publicly backing Rashford. Wants him to stay, wants him to sign a new contract. He's absolutely made it absolutely clear that Rashford is his guy. It's his player. He loves him, right? This manager just wants to make a name for himself, says Robert McCormack. Well, I disagree with you on this one, Robert, because I think that Ten Hag has gone out of his way to publicly back Rashford to boost him, to say what an important player he is. He wanted him to sign a new contract in the summer when he'd been playing crap for 18 months. So Ten Hag has gone out of his way to publicly back Rashford consistently. Now, I think that's brilliant from Ten Hag to publicly drop him, because it shows that they're saying, I'm not Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, I don't have favourites. You're not in the favourite gang. You don't get away with stuff. I'm in boss, and he's obviously pissed him off and he's dropped him. I love this. I love this because this is Sir Alex Ferguson time. This is Pep Guardiola time. This is Jurgen Klopp time. This is, I'm the boss. If you piss me off, I don't care how well we get on. I don't care how good you are. If you piss me off, you're out my team. And that's your punishment. So, look, I think this will work really well for Rashford. I think he will react very well to it. But I think it's, again, an indicator that there are no favourites in this team. You've got Harry Maguire sat on the bench with Luke Shaw playing at centre-back. You've got Marcus Rashford sat on the bench as our best player because he's done something as well. For me, it sends a message to Marcus Rashford that I better not do it again. It sends a message to Garnacho that I will be given a chance. There will be no favouritism. I think it's just the right way to be. It's a shame that Rashford has been benched, but this is what we need as a manager. Just put your foot down, says Owain. Exactly. Breaking Bad, Ten Hag. This manager, we've done that one from Robert. I've done that one from Owain as well. And Eric Ten Hag settings, says the G-Man. Thank you. That's fair. Same thing happened to Garnacho at the start of the season, says DK. And Sir Alex vibes, demanding respect and showing who's in charge. Love Ten Hag, says Julian. Yes, so if you are tuning in a little bit late, how do you think the media will react to this, says Sultan. If we lose, the media will love it. And what do you reckon Rashford has done, says Charlie? It could be minor. It could be really minor. So if you're tuning in a little bit late, Marcus Rashford has been dropped from Manchester United's team right before the start of this game. The reason he's been dropped is because of an internal disciplinary, which we're just trying to get the grasp on it now. I'm just going through my phone because I probably will have loads of messages. It's internal disciplinary. He was in the team. He got dropped right before the start of the game. I've played the game. Got dropped right before the start of the game and has been replaced by Garnacho. This explains why there was two leaked teams for Manchester United. Just before the start of the game, there was two leaked teams going out. One had Rashford in it. One had Garnacho in it. Now, both of them were the same apart from that. And people were like, I don't understand it. I don't understand that. Well, I think we can understand it now. There's been a late change. I don't know what Rashford did. We don't know what Rashford did, is the honest answer. But he's out of the team. And he's on the bench. And it just shows you as well that with Ten Hag, it's he is the boss. He is the boss, and it's there's not a lot more we can say about that. I'm just going through my messages here. It's quite funny. He's the boss, and he's made a very, 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 very brave decision. Could it be that Rashi's the team lead because he's treble champ? I'd suspect it's more likely he's just turned up late for a meeting. But it shows the strength. Just joined Mark Rashford out. That makes me feel sick to the stomach, says Alistair. He's on the bench. He'll probably come on. The fact he's on the bench means that it's only a very minor and he'll have a chance in the second half, says Slow Sports News. Yeah, I'd say he's probably turned up for a team meeting ahead of the game, a little bit late, something like that. That's my suspicion. I don't really think it's going to be anything more sinister than that. I'm just trying to message someone now. See if we can find anything out. We'll give it a go. Sean Turner says, Ten Hag has obviously set rules. You break the rules, you don't start. I don't see nothing wrong with that. About time the squad dealt with these consequences. Thank you very much, Sean. I think it will be something minor, like Slow Sports News said, and many of you have said in the chat. I think it'll be something minor because he's on the bench. I think he will come on, like Jan says. I think it's more about sending a message out. Marcus Rashford will be really, really gutted. He'll be gutted because he's not starting when he's playing well. That'll be the biggest thing he's gutted for. And he'll also be gutted because of his reputation as a footballer. His reputation as a role model is very good. If you remember, this is an important thing because it hurts a lot of people. It used to hurt Ronaldo. Rashford is more than a footballer. He has a reputation. His reputation is tarnished by this episode. He will not like it. And Ten Hag knows he won't like it, and he knows he'll get a response from it. At the end of the day, Marcus Rashford, if you remember, probably about 18 months ago, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer did an interview at the weekend and said something about Marcus Rashford needs to focus more on his football. The very next press conference at the start, Solskjaer said, before anyone takes any questions, I just want to say, I was taken out of context about Marcus. He does great work off the pitch, and that's not what I was talking about. And I was like, oh my God, Marcus Rashford's had a moan, and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer had to apologise. And why is Marcus Rashford had a moan? Because he doesn't like the negativity around brand Rashford, which is absolutely fine. He won't like this. He won't like being put in the naughty corner publicly. That's not what Marcus Rashford wants. That's not what Kylian Mbappe wants. That's not what Cristiano Ronaldo wants. It's not what Kevin De Bruyne wants. Big players do not want to be publicly put on the bench. And Ten Hag has played a very clever move because he has basically shown him who the boss is. You might be working for a new contract. I mean, look, under Solskjaer, this wouldn't happen because it's like, don't do it, he won't sign a new contract. Ten Hag has said, I couldn't give a shit about your new contract. I want you to sign it, but I don't want that to happen again. That's a warning. And I think it's great. I've ordered the Butcher hoodie, says Lissandro. Thanks, pal. We can get it on United Stand Shopify. I just wish he was starting. I'm so glad we got Ten Hag over Poch. He has extremely high standards and it's great for us, says Grant Johnson. Love this from Ten Hag. No more favourites FC and nobody is above the team, says Nasty. So, again, you know, we've got a big game against Wolves. I suppose the big thing is we're more interested in the football, aren't we? How much of an impact is this going to have on Manchester United's overall performance today? To which the answer to that question, I think, is probably it will have an impact because Rashford's our best attacker at the moment. But I also think that when you look at that United side, and I'll put it up for you here, when you look at this United side, I still think it's so strong in the midfield. I still think that Anthony and Garnacho offer us creativity, and I still think Martial's getting back to fitness, so I think we'll be fine. And I think having Rashford off the bench isn't too bad. We're short up front, and he's benching Rashford, so for me it just shows strong leadership from Erik Ten Hag, and I think that we can't ever criticise that. He has to be the boss, and therefore it's good. He hasn't dropped him. He's put him on the bench. It's not internal discipline. If he's announced it, says the Alada family. I don't know what that is meant to mean, mates, because you basically need to read what's out there from his own words. Ten Hag on dropping Marcus Rashford. These are his words. Internal discipline, no details, our rules. Now focus on the game. He's in very good form and no one can play all the games. So he sort of contradicts himself there then. So Ten Hag on dropping Rashford, internal disciplinary, no details, our rules. Now focus on the game. He's in very good form and no one can play all the games. But you've dropped him for internal discipline. So, that's what's happened. Ten Hag has internal discipline. I'm sure he'll get on the pitch though. He also says we've got a good team, and Garnacho comes in. He did really well in the last couple of games and made huge progress. I'm expecting him to contribute and expecting him to bring his skills. So, look, it's nice that he's got that role to do it, and I'm intrigued to see how we're going to work, and as ever, Yeah. A few people were thinking he's been rested, but not is the case there. Now, there was an update on Jadon Sancho. Kathy's just mentioned it. Good morning, Mark, and the chat. Here's Barmer. He's a legend of the chat. He's our Barmer. If you know, you know. What's wrong with Sancho? A few people talking about Sancho. So there is an update on Sancho, and this came in from Erik ten Hag. Basically, the update with Jadon Sancho is this. He is now back in Manchester. So this came out this morning. Jadon Sancho is now back in Manchester. Can I also just say as well, we are only 15 subscribers away from 542,000. So please do subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. Free to do. Click the bottom right-hand corner. It's going to be a big January. Loads of games. Loads of... Obviously, the transfer window's open. Get all your United chat and reaction on the United stand. Live every night at 8 o'clock. Every morning at 10 o'clock. Match reactions, watch-alongs, the lot here on the United stand. So make sure you subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner, we're very close to 542,000. But going back to the story with Jadon Sancho. So the story with Jadon Sancho is that for the last, well, he hasn't played for Manchester United or trained with Manchester United since the middle of October. When you put that into context, Jadon Sancho last trained for Manchester United before everybody got their Halloween decorations out. It's been that long. Halloween feels like a long, long time ago, doesn't it? So he's been training in the Netherlands, doing individual programs. Apparently he's now back in Manchester. At some point in the last couple of days, he's back in Manchester, but he is still continuing an individual training program. So he's not back training with the team yet. The team obviously won't train again until Monday. They'll have tomorrow off. They'll train on Monday. We play on Tuesday. So for me, I don't think Jadon Sancho is going to be back training with United's first team until sometime next week at the earliest, which, I mean, as I've said before, when you've not trained with the first team for two and a bit months, individual training programs are great, but he's basically starting again. He's basically got to do pre-season again, hasn't he? And we know how disciplined Ten Hag is about pre-season. I think he will look at Sancho and go, you're not playing a football match until, you know, end of January. So I think it's great that Sancho's back in Manchester, but it's a unique position, and we'll have to wait and see how long it takes for him to get back to being match fit. But like Savage says, at least he's back 100%. But I think there will be a problem with his match fitness. I don't think he's going to be able to just start training and come back straight into the team. A lot of people talking about Marcus Rashford. Of course, Marcus Rashford is not starting the game for Manchester United. You can see that on the screen next to me. He has been dropped. He's not been rested. This has been confirmed by Erik ten Hag that he has been dropped. And he's been dropped for a disciplinary matter, an internal disciplinary matter. We don't know what that is. The fact that he's on the bench would suggest that it's not major. Having said that, this change happened right before kickoff, right before the teams were announced. In fact, there were some leaked teams that had Rashford in it. So it's a very late change. If he left Rashford out completely, we really would have been in trouble with that bench. So I suspect that we won't get the details of what's happened. Maybe we'll get it, you know, at some point over the next couple of days, maybe later on tonight. I mean, United leak like a sieve, so we will find out what it's all about. Remember the fight on the training ground, we always find out who's involved. But it sounds to me a little bit like what a few people have said in the chat. It sounds to me like this is a... well, it's definitely an internal matter, but it sounds to me like it's to do with... you know, maybe turning up late for a meeting or something like that. You know, they had breakfast together. You know, they're up early for breakfast. You know, even with a game like this, the players have got to eat. They might have been meeting in the hotel at 7 o'clock this morning, and Rashford wasn't there. You know, it could be he's overslept. Who knows? If we're missing out on Enzo, Bellingham and De Jong doesn't want to come, who on earth are we going to get? Says Zico, still Casido. And if we win today, we'll overtake Spurs and be in the top four, says Rianto. And that's got to be the focus today. Thank you very much for the super chats. You can do that through the dollar sign. Hikas says, no nonsense manager. Selvin says maybe he skipped breakfast and didn't set his alarm, says Just Kevin. I suspect it's something, that pisses off Erik Ten Hag. And we've just brought in England's score predictions, says Daniel Sharber. I'm going 2-0 to Manchester United. We've just brought in England's chef, you know. So look, attention to detail with Ten Hag is very, very, very obsessive. And also, he is a manager that it's difficult. It's difficult for some of these United players. I think for Casemiro and Varane, they're used to this level of coaching and nutrition and obsession because they've been at Real Madrid. But if you're some of these United players who've been playing under Solskjaer for the last 3.5 years, it's a very different world. You know, it's not a laugh anymore. It's a football club, and I would imagine they got away with a lot that they could do and get away with because they're one of the lads. But Ten Hag is here to win, and he's trying to get more and more margins, isn't he? So, thanks everyone who's watching, by the way. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right-hand corner to do that. The game starts in half an hour, Farrell. And how are you feeling, Mark? Says Anil. I'm feeling a lot better. Still feeling a bit rough, but a lot better. I've heard of people who've had this illness for like 3 or 4 weeks. If you've got it, rest up. That's the best thing I can say. Wednesday night, I just decided to take it off completely and went to bed and watched that Glass Onion film on Netflix, and I felt a lot better the next day. How confident are you with Man United moving forward? Do you think we'll fall short like previous seasons? Is only Pokemon? Yes, I do. I don't think Manchester United can get top 4. I think we've just got to try and win as many games as we can, but I don't think we'll get top 4. Ryan, with a lot of cameras on Marcus Rashford, as you would expect. Ryan FTW says, he doesn't look happy, Rashford, does he? You can tell he's not happy. Why would you be happy? You're training with the subs. You can see the first team warming up. He'll feel let down. He'll be gutted he's not playing anyway. He'll be gutted that his reputation is being tarnished because of disciplinary. He just won't like it. He just won't like it. We've been calling for a manager like this for years. No nonsense, attention to detail, and a firm grip on his players. Closest thing to Sir Alex, says Ryan FTW. And Marcus Rashford on the bench and not being leaked has to show how much more Ten Hag has control over the dressing room. It shouldn't be understated to say. Well, it was leaked. It was leaked, to be fair. It was on social media that Rashford wasn't starting. There was just another leak that he was. Hi, Mark. Just tuning in. Any idea what Rashford has done wrong? Such a shame. He was just finding his form again. Love the show and keep it up, says Dan B. I don't think it's... I only see positives. Marcus Rashford is going to react to this absolutely fuming with himself. That's a good thing. And Erik Ten Hag has shown the team, the players, the fan base, the footballing world, he'll drop anyone if they piss him off. So I see this as a win. I just see it as a win. I don't think it's anything more sinister than that. My prediction is he's probably missed a team meeting for breakfast. That's all. I don't think it will be anything big, but it'll be something that's pissed off the manager. And look, I think it's so important, whoever the manager of Manchester United is, that we get rid of this mates rate bullshit, favouritism that's been riddling the club for years. You know, unfortunately, there are players in that football club who've got WhatsApp messages with people who are on the telly now. And these people on the telly now, ex-United players, they're sat on BT bloody bench, earning money off BT, lording it up over United now. You haven't played the game for 10 years. Like, these players need to be managed. And people are saying, well, you've been a bit unfair. But imagine in the days of Sir Alex Ferguson, right? So you've got Scholesy, you've got Gary Neville, you've got Rio playing under Sir Alex Ferguson, yeah? And there's you've got people like Ince and Mark Hughes sat on BT. And they're in WhatsApp groups with the players saying, oh, this, that and the other. Stay out of it. And that's what Ten Hag is trying to do. This is why a lot of ex-players didn't want Ten Hag to get the job. Because Poch... You saw Poch at the World Cup. He sat there chumming it up with the ex-United players. We didn't need that. They want that. They want that in at the club. They like the fact that they're mates with Carrick and Solskjaer and the first team players like Maguire. They like that. But it's no good. It's no good because you're not in charge. You're just a bloody pundit. You paid very well good money, but you're just a fan. Your day of being a legend is over. Your influence on this team needs to be over as well. Unless you're going to be a coach or a reserve team manager or something, your influence is over. And I take this Ten Hag thing as an indication of that. No longer have we got this favourites world. No longer have we got this infiltration from outside about what's going on at United. Erik ten Hag's the boss. He used to manage Ajax. He's never played for Manchester United. He's the boss. He's just dropped Marcus Rashford. And he'll drop other players as well. He dropped Ronaldo. He is the boss. And I think as fans, we embrace it because that's what we want to see, a new United. The only people who moan about it or don't like it are those people who used to have little tentacles into the club who now just have to sit there and talk like we do. Have you had chamomile tea with ginger? I'm currently ill and that helps a lot, says Christian. Sounds horrible. I hate chamomile. I meant what happened. More respect, says Dale Way. And will Martial play well today? I hope so, Charlie. Hope so. Iris says these players are a brand. You can't treat them like Ajax Academy graduates. It's why you fell out with Ronaldo. I hope this doesn't ruin Rashford's confidence, says Tate. It won't. I like Rashford. I really like Rashford. He's one of my favourite players. He's playing really, really well at the moment. But you know, maybe you've got to be a little bit older to not be bothered about this. If you didn't tune in at the time, in the early noughties, Manchester United went away to Leeds in a really tough game. Team news came in, didn't used to get leaked like it does today, didn't even have Twitter. It was the olden days. And David Beckham got dropped for Luke Chadwick. I was fuming. I was probably, 20 at the time or something like that. And I was like, fucking Beckham, this is the end of Sir Alex, what's he doing? Bloody idiot, you don't drop Beckham for Chadwick away at Leeds, he's a bloody idiot, what's he all about? We won the game. It was tight, it was hard, but we won the game. I think we won the game or we drew the game, but we definitely didn't lose. Beckham, I think, was sat in the stands and I think he played the next game. You've got to, trust me, in the long term, the manager's got to be in charge. And I tell you what, every player in that team, you're not just dropping Rashford, you're sending a message to everybody. Martial, Bruno, Eriksen, Casemiro, Varane, David De Gea, the lot. They'll all go, shit, this is a player he always talks about publicly all the time. Loves him. He's banging form. And he's just dropped him for not turning up for a meeting or whatever the reason is. I think it's a brilliant message to send out. Rashi is now somewhat a senior player at United and a first teamer. I see this dropping as a win-win for both player and United, says Alex. And if anything, this should motivate Rashford since nothing in the team is guaranteed, says Christian. Yeah, look, and look, I don't think Erik ten Hag is a vindictive manager. I don't think he's been waiting for an opportunity to do it. But if I was Ten Hag, I'd be absolutely honest, I'd do exactly the same because I'd like Rashford. I'd understand how important he is, but I'd also understand there's a lot off the pitch. He's a brand. He is now the Ronaldo of the team. Now, I'm not saying he's anywhere near as good as Ronaldo, and his social media following is a drop in the ocean compared to Ronaldo. But I think when you look at that United team now, Rashford's probably got the biggest social media following. So he is a brand. Not as big as Ronaldo, but he is a brand. And Ten Hag could never get hold of the Ronaldo brand. Ronaldo, some would say, was bigger than Man United. He can get hold of the Rashford brand, and I think he's seen that chance to do that today and gone, look, I don't care what brand deals you've got, I don't care how many books you've written, I don't care what you're doing for charity, well done. As long as if you're playing well for me like you are, well done. But I'm the boss, you'll be dropped if you piss about. And that's the only message, and it will drop into Rashford's head, it will drop into the team around Rashford, it will drop into the wider Man United team, the fan base. I think it's a good message. Of course, one thing we haven't mentioned is if we lose this game, then it can backfire. And there will be people out there who say you shouldn't drop a player who's in form. But I think even if we do lose the game, it's the right thing to do. This isn't a daycare centre. Winning clubs do this. This isn't a headline at Real Madrid or Bayern. Exactly, Alligator. Perfectly put. Thank you for the super chats, by the way. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. So, we spent a lot of time talking about Marcus Rashford being dropped. Of course, Rashford dropped for internal disciplinary marks, is Carl. Slow Sports News, Carl. Where have you been for the last half an hour? So, yeah, that's brilliant. Look, we've spent a lot of time talking about this. I'm just going to put that out as a tweet as well. I think it's really good. Right, let's come back to the chat. Garnacho is in an excellent standing. And Tague, welcome to the Members Club. What I will predict is we will 100% see Marcus Rashford come on at some point. That's without a question of a doubt. That will happen. And it will happen because it needs to happen. The bench has got Elanga on it. I'm sorry, I don't care what anybody says. Elanga's not that good. So we will see Marcus Rashford used at some point, 100%. Do you think Ronaldo should have just retired, says William? I don't want to talk about Ronaldo. I spoke about it last night. Spoke about it on That's Football as well. But Shaw as centre-back again. Maybe he wants players to learn different positions, says Leo J. Well, I think, you know what? I think we would have spent a bit more time talking about that if we hadn't had the Rashford story. I think just quickly, I want to just talk about the game. And I want to say, if I was in charge of this United side today, I would be expecting David De Gea to have an easy day. And then we'll win the game. And I know that sounds really logical, but you've got to get to that point. You just can't say... You can't just say, well, I expect David De Gea to have a good game. You've got to make that happen. And for David De Gea to have an easy game, Casemiro and the midfield have got to win that battle. And that Wolves midfield is capable. Nunez, Moutinho and Neves is capable. You've got to win that midfield battle. And Luke Shaw and Varane have got to play like they did the other day. And if you do that, David De Gea will have a very easy game. We cannot be in a situation where the home team Wolves have a lot of the ball around our penalty box. They're capable of doing it. I think didn't we beat them at the start of last season with Solskjaer? Pogba fouled somebody in the build-up. We were a bit lucky to win. I think we won 1-0. I might be mixing games up, but yeah, they're more than capable of building momentum. And it is their first... We played Villa, their first home game of the season, with a Spanish manager, Emery, didn't we? And that didn't go well. So we've got to be careful. But yeah, the focus on this game has got to be to, you know, David De Gea can't be busy in a game like this. They're in the bottom three, Wolves. We've got a very good midfield. We have got players who, you know, hopefully will get a bit of space. Garnacho and Anthony. Martial's going to get sharper and sharper with every game. And, you know, all right, it's not orthodox. I expected this guy to be playing today, Martinez. But, you know, I think Luke Shaw and Varane suit a game like this because it allows us to play a higher line. Happy New Year, everyone at United Stand. 2-0 United is not so average. Hopefully Rashford comes on all guns blazing, says Scott. I'm sure he will. I hope you have an awesome New Year, Mark. Thanks for all the amazing content this year, says Luke. Thanks everyone who's getting involved in the chat. Make sure you subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner, we're very close to 542,000. In fact, we're about 10 away. And don't forget, in the second half, we will be putting up our link on our website for player ratings, where you can mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average, and we'll go through that on my match reaction. We've also got a studio, very first ever studio fan forum. So the fan forum after my match reaction, where we normally do it, everyone's in a different room. We've got Ricky, Kev, Beth and Charlie all in the studio for you after my match reaction. So a very first studio fan forum, which we're very excited about. So make sure you stick with us throughout the afternoon. 2-1 to Wolves, says Gunas. Is this the start of Rashford engineering a move away? No, Shane, I don't see that. I don't see that at all. I really don't. I think that I can't see that. I've got to be honest. You know, I don't see this leading to a fallout between Marcus Rashford and Eric Ten Hag, and yeah, I can't see that. I can't see that. I'm going for a Manchester United win 2-0. Yeah, I've said that a few times. I feel that Wolves don't score enough goals, and I think that they're more than capable of giving us a game. I do. I've played the game, and I think they can give us a game. But I think that we will win 2-0, and I think we'll win 2-0. But yeah, the big news with Manchester United, and it's always the way, is there's always a story with Manchester United, and we know that what's going on with Jadon Sancho is unfortunate. We've now got Marcus Rashford dropped. But you know what? There'll be people out there going, oh, you know what? It's always United. There's always something going on. But there's always something going on at Manchester United because we are Manchester United. That's what we are. We're Manchester United. And these sort of things do happen. You know, they do happen. And as somebody quite rightly said in the chat, at Real Madrid or AC Milan or PSG or Man City, it's not big news. It's not big news for a player to be dropped for numerous reasons. So I just think that because it's Manchester United, it always gets over scrutinised. But ultimately, there is no issue here as long as the player takes the lesson. And I think Marcus Rashford will. And I actually think as long as we win this game and Rashford comes on in the last 20 minutes, half an hour and does well, the lesson we learn is probably better for everybody. I would rather this happened than not happened. And I know that sounds weird, but as long as we win this game and Rashford comes on with a smile on his face and plays well, the lesson is learned and we've got 3 points. So I'd rather we learn a lesson and get 3 points than not learn the lesson and get 3 points, if that makes sense. And the lesson is Rashford knows never to do it again, and everybody in the team knows never to do it again, and it just builds morale, discipline in the team. So look, whatever he's done, and we don't know what it is, it's an internal discipline issue. You look at the players; they're not bothered. For them, it's a chance to play. If we don't win, I think Ten Hag will blame Rashford for forcing him to drop Rashford. Hopefully, this will spark a fire in Rashford, says Rooney. Look, we've got plenty of good players out there. Casemiro's in the... I nearly said form of his life. Casemiro's just playing the way he plays. Igor says that Rashford was out clubbing last night. Absolutely, definitely not. Not in a million years. There's not a player in that team who would do that. And you might not like some of them, but that's just not... No. Never in a million years. Ten's just gifted a membership. Big shout out to Tendit. I think one thing that was being discussed as well that we haven't had a chance to discuss. Can I just say as well, big shout out to Sneak Energy. They're sponsoring our stream. The link is in the video description. Or you can scan the QR code with your phone. It works. It will take you to the website. You can get one of these and 9 different sachets if you go for a starter pack. I'm on the Cherry Bomb today. Sugar-free, low-calorie energy drinks delivered to your door. They do fizzy drinks as well. Please use the code SNEAKBRIDGE on anything you order. Really helps the channel out. But next day delivery in the UK. Also deliver worldwide. Some fantastic flavours out there. Get yours today with the code SNEAKBRIDGE. I'm on Cherry Bomb, but there's some fantastic flavours. Purple Storm, Blue Raspberry, Electric Mango. There's loads and loads of them. Check them out on their website through the link in the description or scan the QR code. I like to put a few crushed ice cubes in mine because if you get the metal shaker, it keeps them up. Yesterday, the broken ice was in there for 6 hours. It just never melted. Someone say it's because it's a metal container, but for me, this is great. Lovely stuff. I need it today anyway. I've got a watch along, then I'm out tonight. Get a bit of sneak in me. I've not been well for a week. And I kind of just shout everybody out as well. If you are ill over this festive period, no one ever thinks about the ill people, do they? It's been a tough time. And if you are feeling ill, rest up. Steve says, Marcus stole Eric's wash and go. Hello from Australia, Mark. Hope you're feeling better, says Musty. We're on the road to feeling better. Thanks for the super chat, pal. Johnny says, you're always on the Cherry Bomb. Question, I have Cherry Bomb because it's red for Man United. When I'm playing FIFA on Twitch, I normally have Electric Mango. I play better with it. I'm very superstitious. So I drink a lot of Sneak when I'm playing my FIFA career mode on Twitch, and I change the flavour if I have a bad stream. Would the signing of Vlahovic help us in today's and the remaining games of the season, says Johnny? I think you could argue that Morata would help us between now and the end of the season, but it's the level. We can get better than that. But if we bring a striker in, it will help us. It's nice to see a manager running the team again. We haven't seen this in 10 years, says Leo J. Welcome to Members Club, Gary Lim. Thank you very much. I do like that Ten Hag is showing the squad it's his way or the highway, but I also feel he maybe should have kept it away from the press, says Wayne List. I think it would have hit the press anyway. Abhishek, thank you very much for the super chat there. Appreciate that. There's Kuna and Anthony just having a bit of a hug. That's Atletico Madrid Kuna, who's signing on loan for Wolves, but can't play until after the new year, of course. Gakpo was in the stands for Liverpool last night. Can make his debut on Monday against Brentford. Q speculation, Rashford is now angry with Ten Hag and will not be signing a new contract. Well, Steve, that could happen. I think Rashford will be angry and the people around Rashford will be angry. but they'd be foolish to start going to the club and saying we're thinking about leaving. And if they did, see you later. But they won't. They won't, because anybody can tell that Rashford's wrong and the manager's right. Just get your head down and work hard. There'll be one winner in this. Rashford copying Ronaldo, I see. Hold up, what's gone on here? Oh no, it's back now. I wonder what happened. Paul Scholes just said, I can't compare Casemiro to Michael Carrick because Carrick was a Rolls Royce of a player. Casemiro has 5 Champions Leagues, says Scholes. Says Ash G. Look, I love Michael Carrick. Love Michael Carrick. I really did. I've just tweeted it. I loved Carrick, but there's no way he's on the level of... there isn't. I loved Michael Carrick. I've said it on this channel for years. Michael Carrick was so underrated by everybody. He should have been playing for England behind Gerrard or Lampard, and England probably would have won something. Brilliant player. Massively appreciated in the European scene, especially. I mean, I think Xavi and Iniesta loved him, but brilliant player, Michael Carrick. But he ain't Casemiro. I'm sorry. Casemiro is one of the best centre defensive midfielders I've seen. And I'd say that even if he didn't sign for United. I'd always have that conversation. Rashford was caught in Mykonos last night with Maguire, says Shogabenda. Okay, these are all speculation and not true. By putting it out there, it was a discipline issue. Eric Ten Hag takes the power away from the leaks in the dressing room, says Emily Derry. I don't think Rashford's the leak in the dressing room. I don't think so. But look, we haven't had a lot of time. We've only got 9 minutes here. We haven't had a lot of time to talk about the centre-back issue. And there will be people out there who are very much of an opinion to why is Harry Maguire not playing? Is that a bad statement for juggle the ball, says Luca. I will only do it for a little bit of a laugh, and I won't be able to do too many, but I'll do a few for you. See how many we can do. $23. Lost control. I'm in such a small space. Maybe we'll do some more later. But I want to talk about the Harry Maguire thing. And there are some people saying, is it a message to Harry Maguire that he can't start at centre-back over a left-back in Luke Shaw? I suspect the official line is that Harry Maguire is not fully fit. He came on Tuesday, and it's now Saturday, and I suspect that the official line is that Harry Maguire is not fully fit to play. Personally, I think he is fit to play, and I think he would play under Solskjaer. So I think that he has been dropped. I think that Ten Hag has looked at the way that Shaw and Gary Lim has just gifted 50 United Stand memberships. Now, that is a legend of the chat. Everybody, I almost feel like I should stand up, even though I don't get a membership. But Gary, you are a legend of the chat. If you've just received a membership, you'll have a badge next to your name. Obviously, that's for a month. And then if you want to stay a member, you need to renew it yourself. But Gary is a legend of the chat. A legend called Gary. There we go. Well done, Gary. Thank you very much. But I think that Ten Hag has looked at the centre-back situation and gone, Luke Shaw, and I'm absolutely convinced on this, so listen to this. Luke Shaw is closer to Martinez in style of play than Harry Maguire or Victor Lindelof. And that is why he's picked him. And it's true. He's more mobile, he's left-footed, he's reasonably good in the air, and he can certainly pass out from the back. I think the reason Ten Hag is picking Varane and Luke Shaw and not Maguire or Lindelof with Varane is if he plays Varane and Maguire, you're going to drop and it's not going to look anything like it does with Martinez. And I think with Shaw, it's closer to what it's like with Martinez. And he's basically just done it for that reason. It worked against Forest, and I think he thinks it's going to work today. And I think that's why he's done it. So I think Maguire is dropped. I think Lindelof is dropped. And I think Luke Shaw's playing at left centre-back until Martinez comes back. Does that mean that Maguire and Lindelof are in danger of, not playing many games? No, you're only an injury away, aren't you? But they're not first choice. And again, look, Marcus Rashford's going to be disappointed that he's been dropped, but he'll be back in the team very, very quickly. If you're Harry Maguire, you spent most of the season on the bench anyway, went to the World Cup, played every game for England, played well, came back from the World Cup, not started. So the position is consistent for Maguire. Carricky, did you see the Goldbridge? He said Casemiro is better than you, says Jack Glancy. Watching from Australia, love United in the show. We'll bring in the new year during the first half. Can be a great start to the year. Come on, United. Yeah, happy new year, Daniel, and happy new year anybody who's about to celebrate it in Australia or wherever. We've still got another 12 hours till we'll be on the old champers, but happy new year. Here's to a big 2023 for United, for the community, everybody. If Anthony scores, you need to give us a spin, says Daniel. Oh, I got really bad dizziness last time. Do you think a loan move for Iqbal and McNeil to Borough in January would be good for all involved? I do, Scott. I think it would. And do you think a player like well, it would be a good loan because it's the Championship and Carrick knows them. So I think those sort of loans would work well. Do you think a player like Neves is really wasted at Wolves? He should be playing at a top club, right? Says Leo J. Well, he will be. He'll end up at Barcelona at some point. Finn, welcome to the Members Club. And Brains has been a member for 8 months. Hi, Mark. You ever think about doing tours? I'm in Toronto and want to meet you in person. I'd love to, Brains. I'd love to. We've got some, hopefully got some stuff to announce around that in late January. I've been here since 2005-15, says Reflection. As we're entering 2023, just wanted to let you know you've been with me in the good times and the bad. I thank you, Mark, says Reflection. 8 years, Reflection. It's some of us have been chatting, haven't we? It's been a hell of a journey. Do you go for top 4 or Europa since we get Champions League anyway, says Para? I think top 4 is easier to get than Europa because knockout football is dangerous, isn't it? But I don't think you can go for both. Do you think he was trying to put Malacia back in the first team, says Brian? No, I don't think he is because I think that when Martinez is back, Luke Shaw goes back to left back. Should United go for Faz from Leicester, says Connor? You know what? That Faz had been very good for Leicester. He's very good for Liverpool last night, wasn't he? But I do think he's a good player. But, for me, I'd be looking at Kim Min-jae or whatever Ten Hag wants, really. Let's trust this manager. Let's get this manager what he wants. I think that's the most important thing. Welcome to the Members Club, Mark Bernard. I have Martial and Anthony in my Fantasy Premier League. If they're both well, I gain some ranks since most people have Rashford, says Abhishek. Every cloud. And many idiots on Twitter are writing why he threw Rashford under the bus, but I like Eric's honesty and why Eric Ten Hag should break the rules, says Dej. I think what you've got there is... look, thankfully, once we're doing a watch-along, I'm not really on Twitter because I'm talking to you good people. What you've got there is Man United fans and player fans, and we've seen it before. Look, I loved I loved Ronaldo, but I was never Ronaldo FC over Man United. I love Rashford, I love Bruno. I have players that I really like, but Man United come first. Doesn't matter who you are. But you will get people on social media who are Rashford fans, and therefore they will try and divide our fan base. And I don't mind people saying I don't want Ten Hag manager for this reason, that reason, but the real toxic people are the people who support players over the club. And this is a new thing. And there will be people out there who support Rashford over Manchester United. And that's wrong, because I don't think Rashford would even agree that's the right thing. Happy New Year's, United Stand community. Let's celebrate with a win today, says Jace. And that's the most important thing. Go and get the result today. Sean says you've got no clue what he's done. I haven't got a clue what he's done. But the manager is the manager. And he's dropped him. And there will be a reason for it. And, why would you not... Why, as a football fan of Manchester United, would your initial reaction be to back Rashford? You've got to give the manager the benefit of the doubt. Chris Olive, welcome to the Members Club. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner to do that. You're all very welcome. We're about to get ready to go here. They're just paying a tribute to Pele at the moment, and then we'll be good and ready to go. I'm looking forward to this game, though. Anthony's pulled his shirt up for Pele, which is what you'd expect. Just like a dream, everything seems so easy. Oh, come on. There we go. Right, I'm ready now. Hope you're all ready too. Make sure you smash a like on the video, subscribe, bottom right hand corner, and share the video. We've got 25,000 people watching this watch-along. Manchester United against Wolves, New Year's Eve, the last game of the year for Manchester United. It's great to see the manager showing who is in charge and instilling the discipline in the team. First super chat, but I've been watching for years. Thanks, Milton. You're a legend of the chat. Watch out for the Irish Maldini and Nathan Collins' column. I mean, he's done pretty well, Nathan. I'm not going to dispute that. He has done quite well. Right, I just want to get my timer ready here. It will start below. It's great to have done that one. Okay, Garnacho starts then. Let me just get this timer up and running. I fancy United to win this 2-0. I think Wolves defend quite well but can't score goals. United defend well, but we normally do score goals. Let's go and get it. Rashford very straight-faced. Brandon Williams just loving being next to him and on the cameras. And we're up and going. Mark, you made me flabbergasted by your compelling words about Luke Shaw, says Trat. But I just think it's very logical. We're up and running anyway here. I think it's just very logical that, I said this against Forest, that Luke Shaw is the closest thing to Martinez. And people get so locked into positions, but actually, if you've got a player that's the closest you've got to Martinez, and Martinez and Varane play well together, why not? When you've got another left back, put Luke Shaw at centre back and put Malacia at left back. It works, in my opinion. Victor says, do you think Rashford could be stalling for the summer so that he can start negotiating with other people? Well, no, he's got 18 months left on his contract, so I don't think that's the case, really, if I'm absolutely honest. I've got my timer's absolutely bang on as well. Perfect. I like Luke Shaw at centre-back. Wes says Shaw at centre-back, for fuck's sake. I'd take Luke Shaw at centre-back over Harry Maguire every day of the week. Come on. Oh, ref. Come on. That is late on Casemiro. No, it's not. That's a red. That's a bloody red. He's got his studs up as well. Look. He's stretching. Never getting the ball. That's a yellow card at least. Crap refereeing, that is. It's nasty. It's definitely a yellow. Doesn't even give anything. Should have been a yellow. A red would have been harsh, I'll admit. Because it was on Casemiro, I got too sensitive. But certainly should have been a yellow. He was out of control. You know, people get contradictory because they wear red tinted glasses, but it's definitely he was definitely out of control. Thanks everyone who's tuning in, by the way. Wolves just had a good run down the right hand side here. Semedo, obviously that's Garnacho's side, so he's got to put a shift in here. Malacia and Garnacho down the left hand side. Anthony and Wan-Bissaka down the right hand side. Not as strong as we could be. Nord says it's too early for a yellow. Well, you do the laugh emoji, but actually, I think some referees do that. Nelly says you barely started the game and you're on about the ref. What's that got to do with me, Nelly? If it's a bad tackle, it's a bad tackle. Got to admit that through this is smart taking out the most dangerous player so soon, says Jack. And 4:30 a.m. for me in LA. Happy New Year, Mark and all, says Mank in Chicago. It's an amazing thing, isn't it? We've got somebody in 4:30 a.m. in LA, and yet it's just about to hit New Year in Australia. And in LA, they've got hours till they hit New Year. Sreem says our wide areas look weak. Nice ball into Martial. Poor layoff. You can't be laying it off badly there. Ref says onside. Luke Shaw blocks it. And then goes back for the offside. Costa playing up front for Wolves. Sean's just tuning in. Why is Rashford on the bench? We don't know the exact reasons, but internal discipline. He was in the team that was leaked earlier, and then he wasn't in another team that was leaked. So all we know is that it was a late change. 2 + 2 is 6, isn't it? I mean, it's not 6, but what I'm saying is we can all guess what it could be, but it's got to be something that's happened this morning. Therefore, I would imagine it's late for a meeting or something like that. Might have slept in. Who knows? It will leak out because there'll be enough people who want to find out what it is. United on the attack here. Nice take by Casemiro. Ball into Anthony. Have a look. He overhit that pass anyway, but Martial's there in the box. Nah. Not going to get a penalty for that. Give me some sneak. You can get yours delivered. Scan the QR code. Sugar-free, low-calorie energy drinks. Please use the code SNEAKBRIDGE. Get yourself a starter pack where you get 9 different sachets to try. Definitely put yourself some ice in there as well. It's lovely. Anthony's pass was way overpowered there. I don't know why he hit it so hard. So, corner for Manchester United. Scored from a corner against Forest. Eriksen's on it. And nearly scored from a corner again. Casemiro on the front post. Flicked header. On target. Hits a Wolves player. Goes over. Keeper would have saved it anyway. But better corner. Well, that's straight at him. 2 + 2 is Matic, says Jack. Corner's definitely working better. Another corner comes in, headed away, edge of the box. Boom. Oh, Garnacho over the ball. Do you think City, Arsenal and Newcastle are guaranteed top 4, says 58 Go? No. I think City and Arsenal are pretty much on the way to guaranteed top 4, but I don't think you can say that about Newcastle yet. Nathan Harper loved seeing my bare feet last night. Oh, God. I've really started something now. Nabil, welcome to the Members Club. Thank you very much for tuning in. Are you all excited about New Year's Eve anyway? Do you celebrate New Year's Eve where you are? I quite like it. A few drinks. Yeah, I quite like it. It's a nice end to the festive period, isn't it? Nice ball by Anthony. That's good football. Lovely play. Wan-Bissaka, Bruno corner. Move it. I think it's overrated, Khalid. New Year. I describe New Year's Eve as Eden Hazard. It can be amazing, but it's not consistently amazing. And you can't just turn up for New Year's Eve and it's brilliant. It's what you make of it, and you've got to put the effort in. It's not great because it's New Year's Eve. I've been to a few shit New Year's Eves, and I've been to a few brilliant ones. So, whereas I think Christmas Eve is more Ronaldo, Messi. Christmas Eve is 99% of their time is brilliant. Unless your dog dies, and there's nothing Messi's going to do about that. But New Year's Eve is a bit like Eden Hazard. It can be amazing, but there's no guarantee. How's the game going? United playing well. We're doing all right. I mean, the stats carousel, is it working? Let's have a look at the stats. So we've had, good possession. Wolves not really getting up the pitch. I'm happy with the start from United so far, and I think that there's no reason why this shouldn't be the pattern for the game. We're pressing high up the pitch, and Wolves don't have the freshness or quality that we have. As I say, I think we're in a good place after the World Cup. I mean, look at how high Varane is there. Varane was higher than Casemiro for a moment there. But obviously Wolves are going to look to just hit on the break, which is what they're doing here. Nice ball into Podence. And there is Varane to clear it away. New Year's Eve is an excuse to get plattered and the wife won't get upset with you, says Jace. And thanks very much for your super chat there. Hi Mark, heading out for New Year. All the best for 23 when it comes, says Guitar Boy. Is he heading out early or is he in a country where it's night? But yeah, I'm pleased with the United start so far. Good organisation, good pressing from the front, forcing Wolves to move the ball quickly. And, you know, although Wolves are quite confident on the ball, there's not many options for them. We're pressing high up the pitch, which again is something you can't do if you play Harry Maguire and Victor Lindelof. So again, I think it's another justification for playing Luke Shaw so that we can play that higher line. FX is heading to the Amex to watch Brighton Arsenal. I feel sorry for people who are watching Brighton Arsenal. 5:30 kickoff on New Year's Eve ain't great. I'm really glad with our kickoff time because it easily could have been 5:30. Nice ball down the flanks here. Varane's coming across. Good block. Good start by Varane. Currently 20 minutes till New Year in Australia. Bringing in the New Year with Goldbridge. Much love. Tyler, give us a countdown. Give us a countdown when you're going to celebrate your New Year. And I'll count down Australian New Year. This is great. Never done it before. What's your favourite analogy you've used, Mark, says Jordan? Oh, God, I've used so many over the years. I quite liked the cat. I can't remember what it was to do with, but I quite liked that because it was off the cuff. It was something along the lines of, let's see what happens with this corner for Wolves. Headed away. Casemiro. No, it was Varane again. Varane's had a very good start. Do you think United will win the Europa League, says Dylan? I think it's very hard to predict anything at the moment. He's panicking like a cat trying to bury a shit on a marble floor. I think it was something like that. Do you think Rashford should have started, says Tratz? No. Of course he shouldn't start. If the manager says he's done something, he shouldn't start. No one should be bigger than the club. If Casemiro did it, he shouldn't start. If Bruno did it, he shouldn't start. You've got to have discipline. Nice play by Wolves here. Good interception by Ericsson. Nice pass by Casemiro. Bruno loses it. Neves coming forward. Casemiro got the ball. Good tackle. Good play, ref. Right, here we go. Martial. Get on your feet. Out to Garnacho. Go on. Have him on toast. Put it in the toaster. Put it in the toaster. Put it in the microwave. Oh, he's lost it. Wan-Bissaka has been decent recently. Is he on the road to redemption for you? Says Big Ash. Well, no, not really, because I think he's too good to sit on the bench. He's never going to be Dalot, and I think he's too good to sit on the bench. So I think you've got to let him go. Happy New Year, says Juno, watching from California. Woke up at 4:30 on a Saturday. Still sleepy. Hopefully United doesn't let me down. Happy New Year, Juno. PSG wedding night analogy, says Joshua. Yeah, I hate that one. I know the one you're on about. Wes, welcome to the Members Club. Thank you. Thanks everyone who's tuning in, by the way. Make sure you subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. We're very close to... I think we've hit 542,000 actually, but bottom right-hand corner to subscribe. We're going to be doing New Year for Australia as well in about 18 minutes apparently, so I'm excited for that. But here's Anthony, lays it off. Poor. Ericsson didn't see the tracking back by Costa. There's Semedo up against Malacia. Gets them into the final third, but not many options for Wolves. Here's Podence. Podence reminds me of a Wish Hazard. It's got exactly the same running style, balance, height. He is like a Wish Hazard, isn't he? Happy New Year from Land Down Under, says Javier. Bit of stick coming in for Anthony again, but it's early days. I mean, Wolves have got some very good players. They shouldn't be... I don't know what's gone wrong with Wolves over the last couple of years. They've got so many good players. They shouldn't be anywhere near relegation, but they just can't score goals. Good tackle by Van Bissaka there. What goalkeeper do you think Man United should go after, says Max? We don't need to. We've got a goalkeeper, in my opinion. Happy New Year from one current detective here in America to a former one. Hope all is well. Thank you for your former police service, says Fergie99. Keep up the good fight, pal. Hope you're doing well. Stay safe. He's not going to keep that in. Throw into United. I think this game's got the potential to be frustrating. I mean, I find these games intriguing, but I think it has got the potential to be quite a battle. Must be hard for Victor Lindelof and Harry Maguire, you know. I'm just looking at them on the bench there, and whatever you think about them, they were starting a lot of games for Man United last year, weren't they? And, you know, they're sat on the bench a lot this season. There must be a thought process in their minds that, you know, we're not playing because we're not good enough. And the only way we are going to play is if there are injuries. And at some point, that mindset, you know, from being a regular first teamer and international, how long do you sit on the bench? How long do you sit there before you go, I need to play first team football? I personally think Lindelof is a better centre-back in a Ten Hag system as well. I think he suits it better. But thanks to Mark and everyone involved. Here's to 23, says Lee Berman. And Rat says, Happy New Year from Australia. Good way to start the year with a United game. If you're in Australia, yes. Bruno goes for a weird looking ball there. Don't like those balls from Bruno, to be honest. What's Ten Hag playing? I thought he was playing Tetris. He's got his little map of players there. So he's probably doing average. What's Ten Hag doing there? So he's got this little A4 pitch with little counters on it. What that will be is it'll be average positions. In his head, it'll be average positions of every player for himself and for Wolves, and then he'll look at it and go, am I happy with those average positions? And what I would imagine he's not happy with at the moment is we're not really getting the ball into the front three that well. Eriksen, good ball into... Oh, it was so close. It is close. Garnacho! Oh, keeper saves it. Oh... It was a great move by Manchester United between Bruno, Martial and Eriksen. He slipped it through to Garnacho. It was just out of his reach. But then Semedo made a mistake. Garnacho's through one-on-one. Keeper makes a good save. It's one of those you should probably score. Here it is. Eriksen's pass just a little bit too quick for Garnacho. Semedo makes a right cock-up. And let's look at it from Garnacho. Yeah, he's I'd probably go through his legs in that situation. He's got to score. He's got to score. Good save by the keeper. It's always a good save when you save a one-on-one. But, yeah, should have scored there. Doesn't benching Harry for a left-back in centre-back prove the manager don't think he's good enough, like the only reason I can think of, says Nathan Allen. Happy New Year, Mark. It's 9:47 in Korea. It's a soft white peach. Thank you. Happy New Year to you as well. It's a great save. It was a great save by the keeper. It was a great save, but you've got to be scoring that. Rashford scores it. I knew that was going to be in the chat. I was just waiting for someone to say it. That's a crap ball by Anthony, that. Yeah, I'm on the mend. But I'm not 100%. I know people who've had it for 3 or 4 weeks. Screw that. Do we know about why Rashford was disciplined? No, it's just pure speculation at the moment. Well, it's not speculation. We know he's been benched for disciplinary matters, but we don't know what it was for. I think he'll be on in the second half. I think he'll come on with half an hour. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Looks like there might be is that an early substitution or is it a change? I think it's a change of boots, isn't it? For Costa's changing his boots. Just people taking a pop at Anthony in the chat again. As I say, patience. United looking quite comfortable here. I mean, it's a typical game against Wolves. They've created absolutely nothing. Jonathan says Wolves are dangerous. Only if you're walking around Montana in the mountains with a big tomato ketchup poured all over you. Not these Wolves from Molineux. They've got less bite than a basking shark. They're domesticated dogs. They're like them little... You know them ones if you walk around Chelsea, they've got them in their handbags. That's what these dogs are like. Chihuahuas. I hope the family's well. Happy New Year, mate, says Louis. And to you, pal, and to you. Do we know... I've done that one over there as well. Thanks very much. United pressing well here. Wolves are in their own penalty box trying to pass their way out. And we've got them really pressed in, but that's good. Win the throw-in high up the pitch. Good stuff. Thanks to everyone who's tuning in, by the way. Make sure you smash a like on the video. Got nearly 30,000 watching. 0-0 here. In the best game of New Year's Eve, because it means you can go out tonight and not worry. Is it me or does Garnacho look like Jim Carrey? Says Stuart Walker from Dumb and Dumber. No, I sort of know what you're on about. Mitch, welcome to the Members Club. Thank you very much. Wolves have got no bite. They haven't had any bite for 2 years. I'm sorry. It's not my fault. Here we go. Anthony. Nice ball into Bruno. Come on, move it quicker. Bit of possession here for United. Back on the halfway line with Luke Shaw. Anyone know what's going on with Rashford? Says Javier. Well, he's on the bench. I love that Eric Ten Hag treats every player the same and will leave you out even if you don't follow his rules. Says Stev. Yeah, it's great. It's very refreshing. And if Arsenal beat City and make it 8 points ahead, is the title race over because people said it was over? No, Nathan. No, it's not over. Arsenal fans... No, it's not over. It's not over. Chase has got Martial as his fancy Premier League pick. I don't think there's going to be... I mean, I hope I'm wrong, but I would never think there's going to be an abundance of goals between Wolves and Manchester United. I went with 2-0 to United. I think we need an early goal and then second half goal. I think that's what'll happen. Mark, what's your prediction for the City match, says Dylan. I don't know who they're playing, mate. I haven't really looked at the fixtures. Thoughts on the performance so far, says Rat. I think we've been the better side. Nice play by Anthony. Into Wan-Bissaka. Cross was crap. Took it too early, but Anthony's got it in the box. He's trying to shoot there. Shouldn't be trying to shoot there. Should be trying to pass. I don't think speculation that Marcus Rashford went out on the piss midweek is why he's been dropped. No, this has not happened from something in the week. Something's clearly happened this morning because he was in the team and then he's out the team. So I would predict that what a lot of people have said in the chat is probably true. He might have missed the morning meeting or something like that. I don't, it might have slept in, something like that. It won't be anything from the week. If Arsenal finish the season with more points than City, could they win the league? Says CLG. I think it's possible. Yeah. Happy New Year, Mark, says Mark. Must be about 10 minutes until Happy New Year in Australia. Let's have a look. Oh, Wolves are in the box. Shot by Pedant. Good block. I think it was by Varane again, who's had a good start to the game. It's 23:55. Costa into the box. Great tackle again. Wan-Bissaka this time. Bit of a chance there for Wolves. Vicente, thank you very much. Welcome to the Members Club. Wolves having a bit of an attack here, and they're on the attack again as they drive forward. Where's the midfield? Into Varane. Straight shot at Diego Costa, gets the shot. Got past Varane there, to be fair. I don't know where the midfield is there. Eriksen and Bruno just out of the game. This is why I don't like Eriksen and Casemiro and Bruno as a midfield three away from home. I don't think it's got enough defensive cover. I like Eriksen, but I don't think he supports Casemiro enough defensively away from home. I think the evolution of that midfield is... Oh, lovely ball. Lovely ball by Malacia into Garnacho. He's got to be strong. Wins a free kick. What makes you think it's not over? Because people said it was with Liverpool, says Nathan Allen. Nathan, I mean, we're trying to watch a game between Man United and Wolves, and you're asking me questions about why I think the league's not over if Arsenal are 8 points clear in January. Because the season doesn't end till the end of May. Next question. Get Anthony off, says Raul. So happy to see a lot more right-sided attacking, says Tariq. I tell you what, I'll be back in seconds. I'm back. No, I've just gone to turn the heating up. I was getting a bit chilly in here. I need to get some heat in. That's what happens when you're sat around. So United have got a chance to whip a free kick in here. Eriksen's on it. Cross comes into the back post. Casemiro's going to win the first one. And, we've gone ahead of the ball there. Bruno goes wide to Martial. He's in the box. Waits for the overlap. Nice little ball into Bruno. Should have took it first time. No. Should have had a shot. So many overacting to Marcus being benched. Ten Hag is a real no-nonsense manager. Rashi is a pro. It was probably just a small mistake. So many people blowing it out of proportion for no reason, says Uncle Drew. I agree, Uncle Drew. Very wise words. I predicted he'll be on in the second half. Might even score the winner. Everyone's a winner. You know, Ten Hag's going to get a much more motivated Marcus Rashford than he would have done if he'd started him anyway. Well done, Luke Shaw. Well done, Varane. Just got caught here by Costa on the leg. I think he's all right. Hi Mark, what do you think our best chance of winning a trophy this year is? Says Obtain. Well, good name, Obtain. What's the best trophy we could obtain this year? I think, you know, we're basically into the Carabao Cup semi-final, aren't we, with a home game against Charlton, with all due respect. So you've got to say that the Carabao Cup is the best chance because we're furthest into it. We've not even started the FA Cup, and top four is going to be very difficult. You don't get a point. You don't get a trophy for top four anyway, and the Europa League is going to be very difficult. So, James says Varane man of the match so far. Yeah, I think the Carabao Cup looks the best at the moment, but it won't be easy to win a trophy, because to win a trophy you're going to have to probably beat a Man City or a Chelsea. I missed the countdown. I haven't, because it says 12:59 to me. 15 seconds. I'm just going to go 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year to the Australians. Happy New Year. There you go. I've always wanted to do that. Happy New Year in Sydney. It's Australia. And it's Happy New Year. And it's, I tell you what, Martial nearly scored the first goal of the year. It was lovely play down the right-hand side. Bruno put the cross in, and it looked for a minute like lovely ball out to Anthony, fed it into Bruno. Lovely ball, waited. Good cross by Bruno, and I don't know why doesn't Martial just hit that with his right foot? Oh, Tony. Why have you gone with your left? Why didn't he hit it with his right? It gives the defender the chance to tackle it. Should have gone with his right foot there. He'd have got a shot off. Good play though by Anthony and Bruno. Wolves are on the attack though from the corner. And there's Varane getting back. He's had a good game. Podence in the box. Cross is good. Watch out. Nunez. Good block by Luke Shaw. Are you surprised Andres Pereira's finding his success at Fulham, says Tyler? No, I think he's finding his level at Fulham, to be fair. And do you think Maguire's days at United are numbered, seeing that Shaw has been picked ahead of him at centre-back, says Steph? No, I don't. I think this season, Maguire and Lindelof are going to be important. There's a lot of games, but long-term, I just don't see him being the solution for what we want to be under Ten Hag. Happy New Year, mate. Keep up the great content, says It's Your Boy Cal. Thank you very much, pal. It's New Year's in Australia. Happy New Year, everybody. Anthony's doing okay, says The Live. Corner to Wolves here. It's this is a difficult game, you know. This is a sort of difficult game where you could be grinding away for ages and Wolves get a bloody corner or something, and then they've got something to defend and hold on to. Yeah, you've got to graft here. I'll tell you what, Lopeteu's clothing is crap. It doesn't work. Brown roll neck with navy blue trousers. It's not working for me. Better off going with the black roll neck and the grey trousers. Look, there he is again. Just doesn't work. Especially with the orange behind you, it doesn't work. He needs to get a better clothing designer. I like his watch, but the jumper's just not working for me. "32 minutes, 0-0. It's all set up, isn't it, for Rashford to come on and score the winner. Best chance fell to Garnacho, though. I think Martial had a good chance and went with his wrong foot a couple of minutes ago as well. Good play down the right-hand side here with Anthony. Seamus wants Rashford to come on and score a hat-trick. Ericsson, bit of build-up play. I mean, this is the problem United have got. Wolves, look at how many players they've got behind the ball. I mean, we're halfway up their half, and their whole team is behind the ball. I suppose that's the thing, isn't it, though? He's been to Goodison Park and he's won, and now they're home to United. If he can take 4 points from his first 2 games, then, you know, that's a good start, isn't it? You stay unbeaten, 4 points from 2, you're playing Man United in one of those games. Commentators have spoken more about Wan-Bissaka in this one game than Delo all season. Apparently he's one of the best defensive players in the league. It's a joke, Sandra O'Brien. Who are the commentators? It's called English bias. You know, we're obsessed with English players in this country. You know, we got knocked out in the quarterfinals by the better team in the World Cup, and apparently we had a good tournament. Stonesbury, thanks very much for subscribing for 8 months. I like Anthony, Leon. I like Anthony. I think he's a very exciting player. Seen a lot of him when he was at Ajax. He's massively overpriced. That's just typical United, putting stupid pressure on a player by spending stupid money. If we'd bought him for 50 million, people would be relaxed. He's just stupidly overpriced, and it's not his fault. It's not his fault. He'd have been a really good signing at 50 million quid, and I still think he will be a good signing. I just hope he doesn't get sunk by expectation and hype. It's not his fault. And Robert McCormack says, stop the milk monitor acts now and get Rashford on. He'll be on, Robert. Don't worry about that. He might bring him on at half time. I think we've done well when we've kept Wolves in their own half. I mean, here's a nice ball in to Wolves. Now they're on the break. And Varane. Oh, got a bit lucky there, United. Wolves have still got it. Paul says, I've not watched a match without United stand since lockdown. Keep it up. If Aaron Wan-Bissaka is too good for being a backup, who do we get in? Who could be a better backup, says Paul. You get somebody in who's younger to, you know, learn and compete with Delo. Wan-Bissaka is on more money than Delo. You know, it doesn't make sense. America Deuce, welcome to the Members Club. Thank you very much. Martial has been quite quiet. Good tackle by Wan-Bissaka. Here's Anthony. Needs a pass. Good pass to Garnacho. Go on, get it out your feet. Get it out your feet, lad. Right. Malacia, overlap. Give him options. That's it. Cut it back. Anthony! Oh! He's got to do better there. He's got to do better there. Lovely play by United. Garnacho. Malacia's cross is brilliant. And he just can't get any power on it. We've had the chances. I think Anthony's chance there. Martial going with the wrong foot. Garnacho's one-on-one. I don't think anyone could complain if we were 1-0 up here. He's got to get, to be fair to Anthony there, he's got to get a, you know, it's not his game. I've played the game. That's not Anthony's game, heading. If you're a good header of the ball, you score there, but you've got to use your neck muscles. There's not a lot of power in the cross. It's about power and position. You've really got to, you know, get onto it. And he sort of doesn't. He uses the power of the ball and not the power of his neck. We are sleeping. Matter of time before Wolves scores, says Varane. No, I think we look comfortable. It's just getting that goal. We'll have a look at the stats at half time, but I think we're good to be 1-0 up here. We have been the better side. Nice. Oh, come on. Don't force it. That's a foul, Casemiro. Please do subscribe, by the way, bottom right-hand corner. Nunez has just gone down here, got body checked. We're only 300 subscribers away from 543,000, so please subscribe to the channel, bottom right-hand corner to do that. We're live every night, 8 o'clock, every morning at 10 o'clock. We've got the match reaction, where we'll do the player ratings. You vote for the player ratings, by the way. Mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average, star for your man of the match. We'll do that in the match reaction. And then exciting news, the fan forum is back. What's the fan forum? Well, we're live for an hour after my match reaction, but we're in the studio today. So we've got Ricky in the studio, Beth's in the studio, Keb's in the studio, talking about the game with you right the way through until about 4 o'clock. So get subscribed, bottom right-hand corner, get involved. Rashford's been warming up for a while, Seb. Just he might bring him on at half-time. He might say, look, lesson learned, get on the pitch and win it for me. Takasu says how we've been playing. We've done all right. Done all right. I think, you know, it's a typical away day against Wolves. And you need to score your chances when you get them because they're playing very counter-attacking and deep. Don't you think United should get a better right-back than Delo? The best teams have the best right-backs in Hakimi, Cancelo, Trent, Reece, and Delo isn't on that level, says Brian. I think he is. I think he is. That's surely a foul on Garnacho there. Come on. Sorry to disappoint, but Nunez plays for Liverpool, not Wolves, says Alex. No, they have got a Nunez in their midfield, mate. I don't know why you've wasted a super chat to say that. They've got Neves and Nunez in the midfield. Wan-Bissaka is solid defensively, but really believe we will not see the best of Anthony without Delo. He needs attacking interplay to thrive, says Nick G. We have missed Anthony. There's no doubt about that. Sorry, we have missed Delo. I think Wan-Bissaka's done a good job, but for me, Delo is he's the better player. Here. 3? Like Harry Maguire. Oh, nearly put it back in the hole. That was good. I'm only coming over here to get my phone. Still 0-0. Wolves on the attack. Give me some sneak. Still 3 minutes of the half to go. United are battling hard here, but Martial's not getting in the game, is he? Not getting in the game at all. Doesn't look totally match sharp to me. Nice ball out wide to Garnacho. Maybe I think a lot of it just comes down to match sharpness. Yeah, I really do. So, well, we've got a couple of minutes to go here till half time. Man United 0-0 with Wolves. No surprises there. It's the sort of thing that happens. Hi, Mark. Would you meet me for a pint? Says Matthew Whitfield. Not today, mate. Bit busy today, but maybe in the future. And Nick says, there's no fluidity, possession and 0 off the ball runs. No wonder we haven't broken them down. Love the channel, says Nick. Thank you very much for the super chat. I mean, look, Wolves are ridiculously defensive. New manager or not, apparently when you go to the Molineux, they hand out blankets and pillows because you don't get many goals there, and you know, it's not very entertaining. But they're in a relegation battle at the moment. And it's for United to break them down. And we should have done. You know, we've had a couple of good chances. You've got to take them. Malasia's cross is not good enough. Alex Clark, thank you very much for the super chat. So we're going to be 0-0 at half time here, I think. Are you out tonight, Mark? I think I will be out tonight, yeah. I understand we need to be patient with Anthony, but my word, he's frustrating, says Charlie. Early days, look, you know, Jadon Sancho's 18 months into his United career and people are quite rightly still giving him a chance. Anthony's barely got going. Bruno's going to thought about shooting there. Goes wide. Here we go. Come on, Garnacho. Wait. What are you doing? Martial! Anthony! Oh, for fuck's sake. It was offside. Thank God for that. Otherwise, we're talking about double miss of the season. Cross comes in. Martial should have scored. Anthony should have scored. For me, Martial's the misser there. That's Anthony's going to get the blame, but Martial should score. Everyone's going to talk about Anthony. That's Martial's miss. What's Martial doing? He's bloody heading thin air. I think Anthony was offside anyway, but Martial's got to score that. That is a big chance right on half time. Garnacho finds a way to put the cross in. And Martial heads thin air. Anthony was on the back post, but it looked like he was offside. We'll see that on the replay, I'm sure. But it's 0-0 at half-time for Manchester United. Let's go straight to the stats. Don't forget we're sponsored by Sneak. Sneak energy drinks, sugar-free, low-calorie. Need some of that myself now. You can get yourself a starter pack. We get one of these and 9 different sachets delivered to your door. Sugar-free, low-calorie. I'm on the cherry bomb today. Please use the code SNEAKBRIDGE on anything you order. Links in the description or scan the QR code. That's what I wanted to have a look at half-time. Let's have a good look at these stats. So, Manchester United, 47% possession to 53. That's come down massively. In the first 15 minutes, we were up around 70% possession. We're not doing enough. That's my feeling. We're not doing enough. Based on how that game is going. It's actually more equal than I thought. The passes were around the same. Shots on target around the same. General shots around the same. Possession around the same. Tackles around the same. I think, for me, I felt like we were doing a little bit better than that. And actually, I think we've allowed Wolves to come back into the game. So, look, not against Anthony, but he was too casual on the ball, not dribbling or passing well enough, says Aditya. Mark, how did we ever pay 80 million for Anthony? City paid 14 for Alvarez, says Rez. Sloppy in possession, in my opinion, says Mikhail. Thanks for the super chats, by the way. Must be an Anthony ting, says Alex. And Casemiro would have made Pogba a better player, says Zombie. Also, how Martial missed that, I will never know, says Jesh. Yes, look, it's easy to keep taking a pop at Anthony, isn't it? But actually, I think Martial's had a very, very sloppy first half. The cross came in. Lovely play. Anthony played a lovely ball into Bruno, who crossed it first time. Martial has got to hit it like that, come onto it with your right foot and hit it on target. For some reason, he lets it go past his right foot to shoot with his left foot, which is harder, but it allows the defender to make the tackle. So I think Martial was sloppy there. I think the chance just before half-time, Garnacho puts the cross in. He's headed thin air. It's an easy chance. So, I think it's obviously a lot of people just find it fashionable to have a go at Antony, but I think Martial looks ridiculously sluggish again. He doesn't look sharp. Got took off after an hour against Forest. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets taken off after an hour again, because he does not look match sharp. Remember, he didn't go to the World Cup. He had an injury before the World Cup. So Martial's not looking sharp to me. Bruno needs to get more involved and Rashford needs to come on. The more I watch Antony, I think he's just a Brazilian Dan James, his job. And Saul, thanks for being a member for 4 months. Thank you very much for your comments. How is Shaw at centre-back going, says Tom. Look, I think if you work through the team from back to front, De Gea's had very little to do, which is what I predicted would be the case. Malacia and Wan-Bissaka have done reasonably well. I think Varane and Shaw have looked good. Casemiro's had a good game. Eriksen on the ball has been good. I don't like him defensively. Bruno's not been in the game enough for me. Garnacho's done reasonably well. Antony's been okay. And as I say, I think Martial looks sluggish. But I feel for the way the game's gone, and you look at the chances we've had, Martial's had a couple of chances he should have done better. Antony's header, not the one he was offside, he had one before that, should do better. And Garnacho's one-on-one he could have scored. So I think we should be going in 1-0 in this game. And the game would change very, very much if we scored a goal. Because Wolves are playing ridiculously counter-attacking football. And you can tell they would love a point. They'd love 3, but they would love a point. And it's the onus is on us to break them down. I think we need to do a little bit more. Haven't been clinical enough. Any of those chances go in and we play a more open game. Exactly, Kia. Martial on his heels all the time, says Sean. What does this lad need? When he has competition, he wilts, and when he has no competition, he plays like this. That's from Sean. And what to do in the second half to win this game? Been a lot closer than it should be, says Rat. I have a feeling that we're in second gear by instructions. We might see an increase in tempo from this lot in the second half, says Kaiser. Look, I like Martial, but the problem with Martial is we seem to lurch from one extreme to the other. He's either absolutely shit and we need to get rid of him, or he's the answer and we need to play him every game. And I think the truth is no one knows what the truth is with Anthony Martial. I think he's a really, really valuable player to have, but I think we know when he was injured, everyone was like, oh, we miss Martial. He's so good, but actually he might not be good. He might spend a lot of his career injured. He might be inconsistent. He might not be the answer. As much as he could be, and I hope he is, he might not be the answer. This is the type of game where the Bruno Eriksen midfield doesn't offer enough. Needs someone in there who drives the ball forward, says Alligator. I don't like Bruno, Eriksen and Casemiro away from home. I don't think there's enough muscle in there. I don't think there's enough tenacity in there. Bruno and Eriksen are not tenacious enough, and it puts it all on Casemiro. Eriksen's been invisible today, not contributing in chance creation and ball progression. Antony needs to step up big time, says Neck. I think we need a difference maker in the second half to shake things up. It's all set up for Rashford. Could be a Ten Hag masterpiece, keeping him out, says Aram. And also, we've had a super chat from Sean Turner who says, I know it's early days and I'm all for giving people time, but for what I've seen, I don't rate Antony at all. How a professional footballer can be so one-footed is embarrassing, says Sean Turner. I do worry about Antony, obviously I observe the chat while I'm watching the game and at half-time, and I've noticed over the last couple of games there is an issue with Antony with some Manchester United fans, and I feel very frustrated by that, because I said it in the summer that Antony was the player that excited me the most, that we were linked to, because from what I'd seen of him at Ajax, he's a creative, he's exciting, and he's left-footed, and we need a player like that. So for me, he fits the profile perfectly for that distinctive position that we need to fill. We need a left-footed attacker, and we do. Like, it's not like we need a left-footed attacker, and we've got it in Antony, right? But the big problem I always had was that he was ridiculously overpriced, and that is not his fault, but it is a problem that United just don't seem to have. Here we go. Here's the chance. Well, Martial's look. Antony's offside. That chance before half time, Antony is offside. But Martial has headed thin air. That should have been a goal. That should have been a goal. So that chance just before half time, that's on Martial. That should have been a goal. 100%. 100%. But Shirin says, relax on Anthony. Look, if I said to you, Anthony cost us £50 million, I don't think anybody would be moaning as much. Because for 50 million, you think, well, you know, he's still in his early 20s. He could become a £70 million player. He could become an £80 million player. But the problem is, because we spent £85 million on him, we're expecting, quite rightly, an £85 million player. And he's not. He's just not. Any Ajax fan will tell you that. Anybody who knows him more than I know will tell you that. He's a £50 million winger. And we spent £85 million on him. So the expectation is unfairly massive. But that's on United. It's not on him. He can't live up to a price tag he's not worth. It's like Harry Maguire could never live up to an £80 million centre-back target. But it's always there. Always gets mentioned. So it pisses me off. And I like Anthony, and I will be loyal to him, and I will be patient with him. I think it's way too early to write him off. But I think it's very clear that he will not live up to his price tag because we overpaid too much. And we put the pressure on him. We put that price tag on him, and we shouldn't have done. But I don't agree with people who say he's, you know, overrated. I think he's a good player. And I think he needs a run of games. And it's important that Ten Hag gives him that. We need Rashi on to take Semedo. He's on a yellow, says Eric. And we are position-based team playing like counter-attacking team. Why are we so slow, says Manoj. I'd swap Anthony for a packet of chips, says Stanley. And will Eric Ten Hag bring Rashford on for a desperate win today, says Fennick. Yeah. Look. On Rashford, I feel like we need to revisit this. I think with Rashford, obviously he's been dropped for disciplinary issue. That will have been something that happened this morning because he was in the team and then he's not in the team. I would imagine he's turned up late for a meeting or something like that. I personally think that he'll be on very quickly in the second half. And we'll have a better chance of winning with him on the pitch. Whether he'd been dropped or was ill or whatever, we'd still be saying the same thing. You've got to get Rashford onto that team. And the interesting thing with Rashford at the moment is there's 3 positions you could bring him on. I'd argue that you could put him where Martial is, you could put him where Anthony is, and you could put him where Garnacho is, and you'd get an improvement. So he's going to come on. The question is where is he going to come on? And I personally think that maybe the Martial position is the place to bring him on. Caleb says, is Professor Quirrell out there casting spells on the ball because everyone's passing has been awful? Sorry, Mark, just logged on. Why is not Rashford and Martinez not playing? Says Perrick Classic. I don't know why Martinez isn't playing because he did train this week, but maybe he's been kept back for the Bournemouth game. And to be fair, Shaw and Varane look very, very confident. So I don't think that Martinez hasn't been a problem with him not playing. Rashford not playing is more of an issue. Hope you're well. Opinions on Wan-Bissaka this half, says Will. I think it's been a very steady half from Wan-Bissaka again. I think we're better with Delo. I think it's not been that long ago for me that I can't remember what we were like with Delo. I think with Delo in the team, that I don't think we're seeing the inverted fullback thing, are we, with Wan-Bissaka that we did. Yeah, I think that's quite interesting to see. But Wan-Bissaka, Delo's injured, so Wan-Bissaka coming in and doing a job is decent for us. We don't get the attacking threats that we get with Delo, but we haven't got Delo at the moment. What's your prediction? I still fancy us to win. I still fancy us to win. I went 2-0 before. I think 1-0 can become 2-0 very, very quickly. I hope it can anyway. But let's see what happens. Anthony hitting bad form at a bad time. No one to replace him. Happy New Year from Sydney. United better start my year right, says Nathan. Thank you very much. Anthony was always going to be a polarising player. Give him time and he will win the fan base over, says Adam. There's a player there that Ten Hag will develop. I agree. Sorry, just done that one from Perrick Klassen as well. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way. Bottom right hand corner, I was just checking that. We are only 50 subscribers away from 500. No, I've got that completely wrong. It hadn't updated. We are only 200 subscribers away from 543,000. So please subscribe, click the button in the bottom right hand corner, get involved with the United Stand. We've got the match reaction straight after this. About 20 minutes into the second half, I'll do the player ratings where you can vote every player 10 out of 10, 6 average, star for your man of the match, player ratings. And then we've got the fan forum after my match reaction, which is from the studio with Ricky on as well. So looking forward to that. Hopefully we'll have a little bit more to talk about, because at the moment, well, we've had a lot to talk about actually, but I expect more from Manchester United in this second half. We need to go and we need to go out there and win this game. I don't think we've spoken about that enough. Quinn says it in the chat. We need to win this game. It's, you know, draws are not acceptable anymore. Manchester United need to go out there and win, and at the moment we aren't doing that. So out and win is what we want to see. Anthony is getting in good areas, says Jack. Very one-footed, but he's in the right places. We can't give Nunez slack, and not Anthony. He's young. Give him a chance. Good points, Jack. I need more from Bruno and Eriksen. The game lacks sparks, says Christopher. Wow, you know what? That, I think you've hit on a very good point there. I do worry about our midfield. I do worry about our midfield. I mean, because that's our midfield. It's Eriksen, it's Bruno, and it's Casemiro. And to change that, you're playing McTominay, Fred, or Donny, which is a massive drop-off. So we need more from that midfield, definitely. I'm not a huge fan of it. I'm not a huge fan of that midfield. I've got to be honest. I think at home it works, but I think when you come up against the combative midfield, a little bit too much. I think we will see Rashford. We might see him at half-time, and we are going to see him at half-time. Rashford's coming on at half-time, so the discipline is over. Rashford on at half-time. Point to prove. There you go. I'd said it might happen at half-time. Let's go. Let's go and get this result now. So Rashford is on. Adama Traore is on for Wolves as well. João Felix would offer so much versatility for Ten Hag as Alligator. Yes, I agree. Garnacho off and Rashford on. 45 minutes for the youngster. Rashford comes on. And as I said, you know, the discipline thing is correct, but it clearly wasn't so big that, you know, Ten Hag just makes his point. 45 minutes, I've made my point, you're back. Shit, I've not started the set timer here. I'll get that sorted. Early chance for Wolves to get a corner here. Malacia just putting it out. So Rashford's on. As we've been saying, we need to get the win. Got to win this game today, you know. Win this. Bournemouth at home on Tuesday. You'd expect us to win that. 9 points from the first Premier League games back. 3 from the World Cup. Puts a pressure on those teams above us. Keeps us in the race. Corner to Wolves. Cross comes in. Back post. Headed away. There we go. Rashford. Feed Anthony. Why is he not passing to Anthony there? Too bloody greedy. Too greedy, Marcus. Don't be like that. It's a team game. You've not got a point to prove. Just play the game. Could have played Anthony in down the line. Do the simple things well, Marcus. That's all you need to do. You're in form. Oh, good pressing by United, but Wolves getting through it. Here's Podon, skips away from Bruno. Well done, Varane. Nice play here. Martial, move it. Lovely ball out to Bruno. Right, got overlap here, Malice here. Get on your toes. Bruno picks it up. And again, oh, terrible first touch by Bruno though. It's a shame that we've worked our way up the pitch with some good touches and then just a bit sloppy again. Have you ever oiled yourself up like Traore, mate? Says MB. Nah. There he is, Traore though. Interesting player. I remember over the years I've said let's bring Adama Traore to Manchester United. I wouldn't now, but he's an interesting player, isn't he? He's sort of... Well done, Anthony. Come on. He's holding on to the ball for too much. Do you think Arsenal win the next 4 games? Says Iron. I don't know what your next 4 games are, mate. I know you've got Brighton away and then Newcastle. Win those 2. You're in contention anyway, aren't you? I'm getting nervous about this one. Oh, it might be an injury here for Wolves. Podence. In fact, while he's down, I'm just going to have a quick toilet break. I'll be back in a moment. Perfect timing. Still injured. Podence looks bad. Looking bad, innit? For Podence here. 40 minutes to go. And looks like he's going to be off the pitch. I did wash my hands, yes. I thought the game would be back up and running by now. Oh, Pedance is all right now. Our attackers don't defend, yet we demand our defenders to attack. Look at Man City, says Christopher Day. Thank you very much for your super chat there. Somebody just said the clock. The clock is running down there, look. It's up there. Right, we're back up and running again now. Freelancers, Happy New Year, everyone. It's a good cross in by Adama Traore. I tell you what, Varane's been very good today. I think Varane's probably been my standout player for Manchester United. He's been a rock at the back. The rock. Here's Anthony. Goes for a shot. I think he should have gone for a pass, really. I think we've got too many players in this United attack who get into a position and shoots. Now, Anthony and Martial looking for... Here we go. Oh, again. Everyone's looking to shoot all the time. Now, there was a bit of an appeal for a handball here. Let me have a look at this. Nah. It's in his body, isn't it? Oh, I don't know. Here's Bruno. Martial. Ericsson. Rashford. Lay it off to Bruno. Oh, Anthony. Oh, bollocks. B-O-double-L. O-C-C. O-C-K-S. Good play by United here. Good first time cross by Rashford. Bruno tried to get the shot off, and then Anthony, it's keeper, good keeping there. Give me some sneak. Go on. Rashford's hurt himself now. Very stop-start game. This benefits Wolves, this does. I thought that could have been a handball. I mean, I've not seen enough of it, but I think it could have been a handball. Man, what's happened to Rashford here? Looks quite... I don't know. He's all right. I think he just must have banged his knee. Remember, Semedo is on a yellow card, isn't he, up against Rashford? So United quite rightly looking to exploit that. Dougie says it should have been another yellow. Need to get hold of this midfield a bit better, you know. Here we go. Take a touch, Tony. Nicely into Bruno. Oh, fucking hell. Heavy touch from Bruno again. He's got concrete in his boots. Well, look, I'm not at liberty to really comment on something I've not seen enough angles of, but it looked to me like it was hit from a long way away from Anthony. The ball travels a long way and still manages to hit the player on that part of his arm. So it's not like it's travelled a short distance. That's a foul on the edge of the box for United. Yeah, definitely a foul. Moutinho on Bruno. Now, this is one thing I don't miss Ronaldo for, because his free kicks were just very hit and miss, quite literally. I wish we had more of a technician on free kicks here, because Rashford can hit it with power. I think Bruno is going to hit this. Luke Shaw is over it. It's probably, I agree with Jack, I think this probably is more Rashford territory. It's further out than I thought it was. Bruno's going to take it. He's pulled rank. I'd say it's more Rashford territory. It's not as close to the edge of the box as I thought it was. And with Rashford, at least he might be able to... I mean, it's a terrible free kick from Bruno. It's amazing how a professional footballer can make that happen, isn't it? Josiah, thank you very much for gifting a membership there. World Cup ball, says Aline. I nearly did blame the ball, but then I remembered we're back in the Prem now. Terrible free kick. Really bad. Thanks everyone who's tuning in, by the way. Thanks for all the super chats. Smashing the like, subscribe, bottom right hand corner. Player ratings will be coming out in about 15 minutes for you to vote. 10, mark everybody out of 10, 6 being the average. But, and a free kick. Casemiro is going to get booked now. Who is this referee anyway? It looks like he deserves a job at B&Q. It looks like a right job's worth. Should be walking around with one of those orange aprons. Where do I get the gloss paint from, mate? I'll take you there. I've been down gym. Look at me. Old Lopeteo's going like that. I'd go like that if I was Casemiro. Casemiro's going to pick up a lot of yellow cards in this team because he's going to do all the defensive work. Eriksen's never going to put a tackle like that in, is he? I keep saying this to everybody. I'm telling you now. There's too much defensive work for Casemiro in that team. Eriksen doesn't put a tackle in. Bruno doesn't put a tackle in. All of your physicality, all of your defensive work is going through Casemiro. I'd love us to get hold of an Enzo Fernandez or a Jude Bellingham or a Casido to stick next to Casemiro, because away from home, I think you need it. Good save, De Gea. Neves with a free kick further out than Bruno, and put it on target as well. It's good free kick. Good save, De Gea as well, because it's not on his side. Yeah, good keeping, good free kick. Keeper should save it, and but it was a good free kick by Neves. Be careful here, though. Don't want to go 1-0 down. Right, Rashford on the break. Nod it. Oh, come on. Look for a pass. He loves that Ronaldo. What's that skill move called that Ronaldo used to do? The Ronaldo chop. Rashford does it all the time. Must have learnt it from Ronaldo. Oh, Bruno slips over. It's the Ronaldo chop, says Khalid, yeah. De Gea kicks it out. Right, Fred's going to come on. Probably not a bad idea it's probably not a bad idea in the circumstances to get Fred on, but what will he do? I think he'll put Bruno on the right, Eriksen at 10. Put Fred in next to Casemiro, I think is a good idea. Need more physicality. Terrible ball here. Go on, Anthony. 1-2. 1-2! Oh, for fuck's sake. Play the simple pass quicker. Oh, Bruno was offside anyway. Big up Man United, love the content, says TMT. Thank you very much. See what this sub's going to be interesting. Half an hour to go. Yeah, Eriksen for Fred. Don't disagree. Don't disagree. Eriksen off for Fred. Disappointing game for Eriksen. Zombie says it's very scary to think how little quality we've got on the bench. It's one of those games where if we don't take our chances, we're going to get stung, says David, and we should get Moussa Dembele, says Zion. It's one of those games where you just want to win it 1-0. Anthony's got it on the far right-hand side here. I can see the potential in Anthony. I could see that when we bought him. He just needs to, adjust to this league and grow in confidence. But we've got to be beating teams like this. A point's not a good result. Got to be winning games like this. Bruno. I don't know what that is there. It's not a cross. It's not a shot. It's a shot. That was a good tackle by Shaw. I don't know why they're saying it should have been a foul. Still half an hour to go. Take a touch, Fred. Oh, good play. Come on then. Where's his runners? Did all right there, Fred, to be fair. Come on, up the tempo a bit. Martial. Martial in the box. Corner. I wonder if at some point he might just bring Maguire on for Malacia, put Shaw at left back and just try and have a bit of a threat from corners, because we don't really have a lot going on from corners, do we? I'm just wondering whether he might try that for, you know, last 15 minutes. Could be risky, but there's not a lot of pace centrally for Wolves, so maybe he could try that. Shaw with the cross, back post. Varane nods it down. Oh, Casemiro. Oh. Shaw. Bruno. Headed away. Michael says, don't bring Maguire on. Poor decision making on the ball. This is the problem with Fernandes as captain. He can't have a go at teammates because he's the worst culprit, says Andre O'Brien. Thanks for the super chat there. Thanks everyone who's tuning in. Please do subscribe. We're only 100 away from 543,000 subscribers. Thanks for tuning in. We've got the match reaction straight after this where we'll do the player ratings. Oh, I tell you, that was close. We need a striker in January, says Yania. Cross came in to the back post from Anthony. Luke Shaw makes the run. And it's surely that's a corner. Oh no, it went off Luke Shaw. Don't even realise Martial was on the pitch, says the big P. Big shout out to the mods, doing a cracking job. Wolves are about to make a sub. I think Gakpo would have been perfect for Man United, but I don't want to keep talking about it because people go, we don't need another winger. Yeah, he wouldn't have played as a winger. Chris says the lack of a proper striker is painful. I think the game in general has been painful, but I was quite prepared for it because this is how Wolves play. I think Wolves have just set up all day to be hard to score against and, hopefully get a goal on the break. Good play by Fred. Into Bruno, bit of space. Here's Anthony. Come on, give him some options. Do I think Alanga will come on? He seems to come on every game. Nice ball by Bruno out wide to Malacia. It's not Malacia, it's Fred. Now it's Malacia. Corey says we need to be winning these sort of games. We do. Fred's hurt himself. I don't want to get up, Fred, because we've got the ball here. Wan-Bissaka out to Anthony. Come on. Casemiro. Oh, shoots wide. Still plenty of time for United, but Fred just got caught there in the tackle. Axel says that Garnacho shouldn't have been subbed off. Anthony needs to dribble at these players more, says Solved. No sparks, says AL. Maguire would be a good sub with these crosses, says Will. I did say it, you know, it's a squad game. I'd make Casemiro our captain. We need someone who has won titles and his portfolio shows that, says Johnny Two Sweeps. Thank you very much, pal. Give me some sneak. A lot of injuries. A lot of people going down injured in this game. I don't even think it's been that nasty. Is it Kilman? Oh, I tell you what, that would have really hurt. Fred scraped him right down the back of the ankle, Achilles. And he is hurt. And it does hurt. Draw doesn't do a lot for United. Currently, we're level with Spurs, but same games played. Would put Liverpool 2 points behind us. 3 points behind Newcastle. Of course, Tottenham and Newcastle have got their games to come, but they would be... Yeah, we've got to be winning this game. Clout, thank you very much for the super chat. Anthony's way too predictable. He's all left foot, says Raz. Happy New Year, Mark. Let's celebrate here in Sweden. After all, it's only New Year's once a year, says Bjorn. Happy New Year, pal. Michael also says Garnacho shouldn't have gone off. It should have been Martial or Anthony. And you off down the pub later, Mark? If so, what's your usual drinks? Says Declan. I probably will pop down the pub at some point. Oh God, I'm still not 100% though. You know, every time I feel like I was just thinking then for 10 minutes, I've just felt really rough again. Weird viruses out there at the moment, isn't there? You know, traditionally you get a bit of a runny nose, sore throat, headache, 3 or 4 days, and then you're on you feel better, don't you? But these ones I've had this year, God. You have relapses. You have a day where you feel good, and then you're like, oh, I feel terrible again. I'm not on Twitch today, no. That's sport, no. Arsenal managed to break them down with ease, says Red Flyer. Dean, welcome to the Members Club, thank you. There's a good question here came in from Jeffrey. He says, I've got a question. How come Wolves can make 5 subs that improve their team, and if we make a midfield substitution, our tactics go to shit? It's because we haven't got a very good squad, Jeffrey. We've got a very expensive squad with a lot of players in it, but we don't have a lot of what I would call players that suit the system. If you took Shaw or Varane off, you're playing completely different with Lindelof and Maguire. You take Eriksen off, you're playing very, very different with Fred. You know, if you take Martial off, you're bringing Alanga on. We just don't have what Man City have got, which is you take players off and other players come in and do the same job. Good play by Shaw here, but Martial and Rashford not holding it up, and now Shaw's out of position and Wolves flying forward, and I think Fred will probably get booked there. Yeah. Louis said, yeah, I felt ill for a week, Mark. Had all the symptoms and a couple of days in between where I felt fine. Yeah, it is weird. Weird. Get some rest, I'd say, if you're not feeling great. We can't sign Blahovic or any other player. We are broke, says Johnny. Couldn't even afford a $1 burger from McDonald's. Thanks, Glazers. Scammers. So, Moutinho and Bruno are coming off. Altnori and Totti are coming on. Remember that Alt-Nouri being linked to United before he went to Wolves? He was meant to be like a really good player. It's another chance for a free kick here for Wolves anyway, and I think Nunez might hit it again. Quite straight. And straight at the ball. Straight at the wall. Still 20 minutes to go here. Be a disappointing point, but based on the second half, we haven't had the chances we had in the first half, have we? I think Wolves' second half deserve a point. First half, I think we had some chances. Second half, it's just hit midnight where I live in Australia. Happy New Year to you, says Jason. Happy New Year, pal. Happy New Year. I hope you have a good one. Player ratings is out. I'm going to put that in. Nice ball here. Martial into the box. Has a look. Gets the ball stuck under his feet and loses it. It's not been a good Martial performance today. To go. Martial just doesn't look match sharp to me. Looks on his heels a lot. Doesn't look. The body language is wrong, isn't it? Here's Anthony. Cross with his right foot. Casemiro. Oh. For me, Casemiro and Varane probably our two best players. Again, that consistency. But I think Luke Shaw's played well as well. But in the front three, not enough. Bruno, not enough today. And it's a game we should be looking at winning, really. Got to do more in the next 15. Here's Bruno. Too many touches. Too many touches. West Ham says, why is my team so bad this year? I mean, very good question. Don't know. West Ham should not be down there. This game needs Wout Wees, says Ryan. Donny's coming on. Give me some sneak. I'll tell you what, I've never needed my sneak so much. I've hardly got any left. I'm rationing it here. Don't forget, you can get yourself Sneak sponsoring the show. Sneak Energy delivered to your door. Sneakenergy.com. Links in the description, or you can scan the QR code when it's next to me in a moment. Sugar-free, low-calorie energy drinks, loads of flavours. Get yourself a starter pack where you get one of these and 9 different sachets to try. And then when you know which one you like, you can get your 40 serving tubs. They also do fizzy drinks as well. Purple Storm, Cherry Bomb, Electric Mango, Blue Raspberry. Loads to check out. Links in the description. Just please use the code SneakBridge. Rashford, goal! 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 Yes, get in! That's what it's all about. Manchester United, he battles his way through again, and Manchester United have got the goal. Get in! It sort of came from nothing, really. It was just a battling run through a defence, and he's managed to... He's got that magnetism at the moment around his game, Marcus Rashford, where... We've seen for 18 months it's not gone his way. And for the last few weeks it's really gone his way. And it starts off out on that left-hand side touchline. I think he plays a 1-2, doesn't he? Gives it to Bruno, 1-2. And he just sort of battles his way through and gets the shot off. Yeah, strong play, bang, 1-0 to Manchester United. Just always with these sort of things, you're looking about whether there's a foul or anything like that. Absolutely not. Goalmaker, get in. 3 points, desperately need it. Rashford, get in. Get in. Get in there. Get in there. and it came at a point where we were starting to probably think the result was slipping away from us, but perfectly timed. 76 minutes, a moment of individualism, and sometimes, you know, you're not going to skip past every player with perfect skill. You've just got to be direct. Get the ball on the touchline, 1-2 with Bruno, into the box. Wolves defending this standoff him, battles his way through, gets the shot in, 1-0. And it's not a surprise, is it? It's not a surprise that the disciplinary issue ends up being the winning issue. About bloody time, says Tumbleweed. Well, it was never going to be pretty against Wolves, was it? The most important thing was to win the game. Got to be winning these sort of games. Nice ball over the top here for Bruno. Slips Rashford it. Oh, come on. Still 12 minutes to go. Into the top four now, says Dylan. Yes, we are into the top four for now. For how long? Well, I think Spurs play tomorrow against Villa, but Newcastle play at 3 o'clock against Leeds. Eric Ten Hag will learn from this, surely. Get in there, says Robert. What, learn from what? Not dropping a player who deserved to get dropped? Come on, Robert. You know, you don't even know what the full stats are. You can't say that Ten Hag was wrong to drop Rashford. You don't know what happened. If Rashford's late for a meeting, then Ten Hag's right. I actually think. I don't think Ten Hag's been proved wrong. I think he's been proved right. He's dropped a player, give him a kick up the arse, and then he comes on and he scores a goal. For me, Rashford's the winner, Ten Hag's the winner, and we're the winner. E5, welcome to the Members Club. Thank you very much. Liverpool game last night was weird, don't you agree, says Claydon? It was a very weird game to watch. I did it on That's Football. 2 away goals, and oh my God, what are United doing here at the back? Good covering by Donny. Well done, Malacia. Come on. Let's get the second goal here. I don't want 10 minutes of holding on. There we go. That's a foul, ref. We'll have that. We'll have that. Right, you can do your player ratings, by the way. Mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average. I personally think Varane's been brilliant. Casemiro's been brilliant. You've got Rashford, the match winner. Let us know. I'm going to drop the link in the video description for you to get voting. Rashi deserves this, quality player, and we need the 3 points, says Rat. UnitedStand.com, you can go there, but I'm going to drop it in the video description for you now. 10 minutes to go. Martial looks like he's coming off now, probably for Elanga. Standard. No, for Van der Beek. He's coming on for Donny. Right. It's in the video description. Mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average. 10 minutes to go here. Manchester United leading 1-0. Be a massive result to get it. I think we've done enough to get it. Funnily enough, I think we did enough in the first half to get it. But second half, we've not been as good. Well, we've not really created much second half, but we've created the chance. And we have the lead. Just like a dream, everything seems so easy. Do 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 do. I don't think Wolves deserve much from this game. I mean, realistically, when you think about it, apart from the free kick, David De Gea has not really had anything to do. Long may it continue. The sports analyst says, seeing Arsenal and United doing well actually pleases me. It's so nice to see the big boys back. Hopefully we can beat Brighton later, says sports analyst. I think the way Arsenal are playing at the moment, I quite fancy you to beat Brighton and Newcastle in your next 2 games. Thanks everyone who's tuned in, by the way. Please do subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. course, we've got Bournemouth on Tuesday, so you'd massively expect us to win that at Old Trafford. I think we could probably make a few changes as well. And it just puts us in that position, doesn't it? If you think Erik ten Hag should have dropped Rashford, then you've never coached before. He's building a culture of discipline, and for that, rules must be followed, says Vervent. Completely agree. I fervently agree. Don't forget to do your player ratings. Links in the video description. Mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average. I'm loving Shaw at centre-back, says Christopher. I think he's been very, very good. And as I said, it's because he's so close to how Martinez plays. Oh, we're only 10 subscribers away from 543,000. So please subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Let's hit it. And hopefully United are going to hit these 3 points. Malacia has been good today as well, I agree. Who was it who said that in the chat? Fian, yeah. I think the back four have played well. I mean, De Gea's not had a lot to do. He's made saves when he's needed to. I think Casemiro's been very good again. Martial disappointing. Anthony, you know. Oh my God, this guy is absolutely brilliant. Marcus Rashford is absolutely brilliant at the moment. I'm sorry, he's just absolutely superb. He's on fire. Rashford at the moment, form of his life. Absolutely incredible. Incredible. Match winner. Simple as that. Absolutely. I'm actually speechless here. It's 2-0. And the speed in which he moves here. And the power. And the finish. I mean, it's a great save by the keeper. And then it just hits him in the body. I'm actually stunned into silence here. Absolutely incredible. Incredible player at the moment. He is match winner. I mean, he's got to be man of the match for me. Absolutely. Just changed the game. Changed the game. Incredible player. What's it? What? What? How can you rule that out? It's hit his body in the body. It's hit him in the body. The arm's in the body. How can you rule that out? Ten Hag's not happy. I'm not happy. The bloody Anthony had a shot where it hit him here from 20 yards, no penalty, and Rashford's having it ruled out for that. Oh, fuck off and jog on, you bloody Scrooge. Scrooge. VAR is Scrooge. That's bullshit, man. Absolute nonsense. That is absolute nonsense. It's hit his hands close to his chest. Like, 20 minutes ago, Anthony has a shot and it hits a Wolves player on his arm there. No, it's not. It's natural. But that's a handball. Fuck off. Absolute shite decision that is. Absolute joke. This game is a joke. Officiating is a joke. Wolves player hits his arm. It's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And you know what? He deserved that goal. Oh, I'm fed up with these shitty decisions. I really am. That is, I just don't. It's such a shame because he's took it really well. The speed of the movement, you know, his shot is well saved by the keeper and then hits his body. You shouldn't be ruling out. You know what this is? It's scientists ruining football. That's what it is. It's scientists ruining football because if you've played the game, I've played the game. If you've played the game, that's a goal. There's nothing handball about that from the attacker. He's not used an advantage. His arm's not stretched out. He's took a shot. The keeper's made a good save, and the rebound from literally a metre has hit him in the body with his hand close to his body. There is no advantage from the ball hitting his hand. It would have hit his body if his hand wasn't there, and he still would have scored the goal. It's a stupid, stupid decision, and those sort of decisions don't belong in football because it's scientific football. It's not I've played the game football, and it's a stupid decision that just makes. And this happened to us before, didn't it happen at Everton as well? I'm sure it happened to Rashford at Everton as well. Goodison. We spend the last 5 minutes now defending a game that we should have won 2-0. Stupid. Absolutely stupid. As Aqua says, where's his arm going to go in his bloody body? Thing is, if he'd actually had his arms out, it would have hit his chest and gone in. It's a stupid, stupid rule. Especially when 20 minutes ago, Anthony shoots, the ball goes 20 metres and it hits a Wolves player on his forearm and they say natural arm position. It's stupid. I don't understand the handball rules. It seems like the officials just make it up, says Stephen. You can't score with your arm, mate. Rule is the rule, says Finn. It's a stupid rule, Finn. Different rules for handball when it comes to goals, sadly. No hand can be involved in a goal, says T. Well, they need to change the rule because it's a thick rule. 58 Go says it goes in off his arm. It's a stupid rule. I'm sorry, it's a stupid rule. We can't live in a dictatorship. I'm sorry. That rule is stupid. If your ball is if your hand is in a natural position and it doesn't impact the ball going into the goal, because it doesn't, it should be a goal. Mark, if Arsenal wins the Premier League, will you be unhappy or jealous, says Ragaf. I don't really know what I want at the moment. Here's Donny to Bruno. Shoots. That's 2 goals this year that Rashford's not had, because he's had a shot and the goalkeeper has knocked the ball up into his body where his arm is, and then it's not a goal. And that's not what the rule's for. Stupidity. I don't care about what the rules are. I'm telling you, the rule is fucking thick. It's made by dickheads who don't play football. I would never in a million years make a rule like that. I would never make a rule where a striker shoots, a goalkeeper saves it, the ball bounces into the player's body, catches their arm, which is into their body, and then say that's not a goal. There has to be an element of unnatural arm position. If you think about the Middlesbrough goal in the Cup a year ago, where his arm's out and he controls with it, that's a handball. But when your body is in a natural position and the ball blasts into you from 2 metres, that's not handball. That shouldn't happen. So... and it's not going to matter because we're going to win anyway. So swivel on it and have that one as well. But I don't care if we're winning 3-0, 4-0 or 1-0. That's a stupid rule. And I'll say it if it happens to Arsenal tonight. I'll say if it happens to, Man City. It's a stupid rule. In general, it's not pro-United. It's a stupid rule. Should have left the handball rule alone, but high-end managers kept complaining, so they changed it, and now look what's happening, says an all-sastic gamer. Well, you look at the reaction of Ten Hag, it's stupid rule. I mean, Harry Maguire's coming on now to get the captaincy. This is a stupid rule. This is a stupid rule. Harry Maguire coming on for 4 minutes and taking the captain's armband. What's your favourite United chant of all time, says Ubermelon. Probably something boring like Glory, Glory, Man United. I like the Cantona one at Christmas. I am a festive person. I'm very joyful and triumphant. I spurn negativity. So, yeah, probably that. Make sure you subscribe, by the way, bottom right-hand corner. Maguire's probably coming on because they're going to hit a load of long balls. I think it makes sense, to be fair. Well done, Varane. Corner. Straight after this, we've got our match reaction. So get ready for that by doing your player ratings. Mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average. We'll go through that in a minute. And I also want to give a big shout out to Sneak. You might not have noticed the fact that I was talking about Sneak just before Manchester United's winning goal by Marcus Rashford. So Get yourself some Sneak sugar-free, low-calorie energy drinks delivered to your door. You can get a starter pack where you get one of these and 9 different sachets of your choice to choose delivered to your door. Sugar-free, low-calorie. Check it out. They do sugar. They do fizzy drinks as well. Some lovely stuff. And they had a big contribution in the goal today. I was certainly talking about it when it happened. Here's Maguire, captain's armband look. Fucking joke. I mean, Bruno has gone off, to be fair, though. At least Bruno's gone off this time. I don't care whether it's Harry Maguire or Kevin De Bruyne. I think when you come on for 3 minutes to take the captain's armband, it's just stupid, but we won't talk about that any more than that. So Wolves have got a corner here with 2 minutes to go. Headed away. I mean, Varane, for me, I'm giving Varane man of the match. I just think he's been an absolute rock. He's won so many things in the air. I think Varane's been brilliant today. Absolutely brilliant. I would have given it to Rashford if that goal had been given. But over a 90-minute display, for me, it's Varane. But great save by De Gea. And Maguire nearly scores an OG. What's he fucking doing? Oh my God. I thought Harry Maguire was going to kick it in his own net. How close was this? Good header by Jimenez. De Gea with the save. Oh, Maguire. I actually think Maguire tried to score this. Thank God he can't. I thought Maguire was going to boot it in his own net. He boots it over the bar. Big save by De Gea. Fortunately, Maguire can't hit the ocean from a boat. Donny's awful, apparently, says Gwydion. I've not really taken much notice of Donny, actually, at the moment. Maguire heads it away. Wolves pushing here. Still a minute to go. We're into the 4th minute of added time. 5 added. There has been a lot of stoppages here. We should be all right now dealing with the high ball. We've got Varane in there, Maguire in there, Casemiro in there. You know what? Harry Faze OMG, says Jack. Well, we saw Faze fast for Leicester last night. De Gea makes a save from the corner, palms it away, and Harry Maguire facing his own goal shoots, kicks it over the bar. But for a minute I was like, he's gonna put it in. BT have given the man of the match to Rashford. I think that's a bit unfair to give it to Rashford, really. Match winner, but across 90 minutes I think Varane's been better. But yeah, I always say this, it's always a very interesting debate. Do you give it to a 1-goal match winner, or do you give it to somebody who's defended well? And it will always go to the match winner, really. It was managers like Pep and Klopp that wanted the handball rule, says 58 Go. And how can people really want this massive keeper out? He's been absolutely vital for us year in, year out, says Mario. Well, you could have David De Gea as man of the match as well. He's made 2 good saves from a free kick and a point-blank save at the end. Deserved win, Mark, says Dan. The real, it is over, by the way. Big win for United, massive win. You know what? I think it is a deserved win. I thought that we were the better team in the first half, and across the game we had the better chances. I don't think that I don't think there can be any question about that at all. I think we were the better team. So very, very happy with it. We should have won 2-0. I predicted we'd win 2-0 and we should have won 2-0. Stupid refereeing decision. I don't think Ten Hag's particularly happy about it, but we've got the 3 points and that's what matters. And the first thing we had to do was win against Forest, Wolves and Bournemouth, and I think we're going to do that now, a home to Bournemouth game, and that just puts us in a position to give us a bit of a platform, because it's going to be very hard to get top 4. De Gea has great saves against Wolves, says Rat. Exactly. Don't forget to do the player ratings. Links in the video description. It's on this video and on the match reaction video. And I'll see you on the match reaction in a couple of minutes. I'll see you over there.